Shop right starlight and plastic. Girl, I laugh, you know, have time for those chicks. Smile bright like space, independent girl of security. Work your money, have your house, that's a surety. Shake good pussy tight, cause you're so pretty. Man, I kill this boy, you want me glass to him, but him not know yet. Take your time, heal yourself, and you don't fret. Get close like when strike a hornet. You not bet no boy, cause you a know. Give him your heart and he messed that up. Look how your ass big, look how your best back up. Anyone crosses, just back up. Positive risk that girls get back up.
Come you know where you want, who you want. I think we getting a talk about you a star. No come wrong with from you now, one feature that. I keep us like pipe, we not afraid the pressure. Come you know where you want, who you want. I think we getting a talk about you a star. No come wrong with from you now, one feature that. I keep us like pipe, we not afraid the pressure. Lick like a tick, and it no stop. So we bleed ambition, see the drop. We a walk and a save till money grow tall. Like this thing if it in, and him a thing him a man feel hard. Little hustle, little skill. We get past the wall, ambition and the jail. From July to May, you sit down every day, and the block just a chill. That not pay no bill. From you know where you want, who you want. I think we getting a talk about you a star. No come wrong with from you now, one feature that. Happy bus like pipe, we not afraid the pressure. From you know where you want, who you want. I talk about you a star. No come from we from you now, one feature that. Happy bus like pipe, we not.
Drop your things as you come in the room. Bring it on the floor. Bring it, belly open it. Like if it's a door. You remind me of a riverbed when the rain a pour. And give it for everything you did as you on the floor. You say you a go right on the top. Say you a go rock it off now. Bubble on your head like a butter soup. You see how you a move on the shore. Drop it near to me. You a walk. You know come on me yard for no conference. You a walk. Wind up your body no girl. Wind up your body girl. You a bad walk. You never come here for make love girl. You a bad walk. Your man sing but you hand put your hand up as well. So how come you in a me bed? Like the boy you tell. Beat it up, beat it till it's swell. If you mass you a happen tell him not your tell. Say you want snapshot, take snapshot now. Say you want good loving till you do. Machinery, yeah machinery. And when the thing that she no time to not come in. You want one, you don't come on me down. You want one.
OMG in the morning.
This is OMG in the morning. Ooh, yes, that's nice and loud, right? I like it. Gotta say good morning to you once again. Good morning to you wherever you're locked on from. This is Boom 1069. And listen, you can be part of the evolution on air and online. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube at Boom SVG 1069. And also on Twitch, we are Boom 1069 SVG. So make sure you like and follow along so that you can be a part of the evolution. Right now we're live on Facebook, right? Right, Shady?
Yep.
Shady is the director of the live. Big work. I gotta say good morning to you if you're locked on Facebook Live. If you're just listening on radio, good morning to you. If you're listening on tune in. It's tune in, right?
Yeah, tune in.
Gotta say good morning to you as well. Good morning, Jem and Mary. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, ladies. I hope you're having a beautiful and blessed morning. Good morning to you as well, Earl. Remember that you can be a part of the conversation. You can send us your messages on Facebook. You can send us your messages on WhatsApp. You can also send us your voice notes. Try to keep it nice and clean. And you can also call us at 451-1069. That's the right number, right?
Yep,
right. Gotta make sure I remember them numbers. Okay, gotta let you know what you can get at Max Pizzas and Kitchen in Beckway. So good. We would know because we had some on Friday. So good. Introduces Vinci Pizza delivery every Friday. You hear that? Place an order by 10 p.m. on Thursday via call, or you can WhatsApp them. The number is 528-1854. And you can place your order between 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. or you can call the restaurant at 458-3474 between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Important to know that all orders will be delivered by a Max representative the following Friday. So you order the Thursday and you go to collect your pizza at the wharf on Friday, 5:30 p.m. upon arrival of the Beckway Express. And if you need somebody to pick up your pizza, call the Uber.
Call you.
That would be shady. Let me see if anybody else saying morning here quickly. Let me come over here.
Morning, Allison.
Oh, we have to play
Kem,
something for
Kem,
her. Is she
Kem.
exercising?
Kem is also on the
Hi,
live.
Kem. Good morning. Kem, you
Lloyd.
exercising too? Good morning, Lloyd. Yes, we definitely need to extend our condolences to the friends and family of Winston Soso. He passed away yesterday. Yeah, we definitely have to play.
Bing have a set.
Oh, he
Bing,
does?
Bing,
Okay.
I think gonna do a set.
Oh, that's nice.
That's why I haven't played any of
That's
them.
nice. I don't have to tell him these things. That's good.
Also, a guy I know, a conductor, he who passed in the accident yesterday.
Right, because I saw that.
Yeah, and it's funny, all of us was liming Saturday night. Well, it's about my side and usually go and play some dominoes. And they just be there, and he was there last night up to this morning, and well, yesterday morning.
Not this morning. But yeah, our condolences to his friends and family as well. I saw that the pictures circulating on social media. It's really sad when these things happen, and like you say, especially when it's sudden.
Yeah, a minute you're here,
and next you're not.
I'm so young.
He's young, right? Yeah. Because I saw a lot of people saying, he's young and stuff. That's really, really, really sad to hear. We just gotta keep them in our prayers. And try to lift them up with some positive vibes. Gotta say good morning to Deshaun, locked on as well. Good morning, Carlin. You see, Kem is not exercising. He's already working. Wow-wee. Lloyd says, good day, boom. The gang, we are celebrating the life of Winston Soso, passed yesterday. Rest in peace, brother. DJ Shady plays some of his songs, so that's gonna come later on when Bing comes on in a bit. Bing, you're coming on in a bit, right?
Yeah, I see you calling me.
Okay. I feel to party tonight starts with that. Okay. Shady has it. Shady has it on lock. Don't worry about that. Also gotta let you know what's going on at District Stairs. You need to check them out. If you're building your dream house, renovating or updating, District Stairs supplies your high quality engineered hardwood flooring. Your hardwood flooring, luxury planks, laminate flooring, a wide assortment of stylish trims, your walls, floor tiles, and tiling related products. If you're doing a staircase, District Stairs has everything you need to make that a centerpiece. All right, so we're talking about your railings, posts, pickets, and those come in metal, stainless steel, wood, and glass. They offer personalized selection, and you need to ask about their shipping because they've got free shipping to SVG during the month of August. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. So please link up with District Stairs today. You can contact them on WhatsApp at 289-200-7649. You can also check them out on their website at districtstairs.com, and you can search for them on Facebook as well. And they are District Stairs on Facebook. Marlon, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning. I know you're going to come and join us and make some trouble this morning. You good there? I got to say good morning to Donna as well. And good morning to Bing, who has a lovely painting in the background.
Morning, guys. Morning.
Morning, real bad man.
Louis, sat down for you. I know that is Louis. That is Louis' idea with that picture in the background.
What? Hey.
That was not your idea.
I went and bought this myself. Don't even go
But
there.
you smart. You have a red painting and a yellow shirt. I see what you're doing there.
Here we go with the politics all in the morning. People think that I am the one who loves politics.
I'm calling it out.
I'm glad you all hear who the real political animal
You
is here.
have the pink, a red picture in the back, and you're wearing a yellow shirt. You ain't fooling nobody.
I just woke up and met this day. You were right with the first one.
You just say what to bite.
You were right with the first time. How you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Good. Shady, yours was good. Yeah. How was yours? You want to tell us something?
No, nothing as usual. I stayed in as usual. What did I do on the weekend? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing?
Absolutely nothing. I know you want to ask me the question about woman and all them kind of thing. No, no.
Okay. So that's not where you got the picture from.
No.
Okay.
I sip my coffee.
Say good morning to the people on Facebook, Wing. Say good morning to the ladies. I know you want to say good morning.
Ladies, good morning. Who are they? Give me some names. Let me see them.
Angela, Donna.
No dragon.
Let me see who else we got. We got Allison. But Allison only want to talk to Shady. So.
Good morning.
Allison not interested in saying morning to you, Bing.
Why not?
She's talking to Shady.
She's talking to Shady. Why would she do that?
Why would she do that?
Listen, I thought I would ask that.
Good morning to Mary as well. Good morning, and Allison.
Guys, we standing by. Shady, we standing by to have a link come in, a video link come in, by someone who was close to Winston Soso. His name is Gary Palmer. He was a member of the band Climax, who was also part of Winston Soso was a part of that band. Okay, and coming by to be joined by him this morning on the link. So if you guys see someone coming in there, it's him.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So let's chat with him and find out a little bit more about the life of Winston Soso before we get into Council and then the Cutlass and then Dr. Thompson and all of that this morning. All right. Yesterday morning we all woke up to the news at around 7:30. He died. He passed away. I was told. That's Winston Soso. You know, we've been hearing for the longest while that the man dead, and all this kind of thing, which was
don't know why they kept doing that.
Yes, and then when I heard that he did pass yesterday, I was skeptical. But then a good friend of mine in New York City, Maxi Morning Buddy, he confirmed it to me and said, yes, he did pass yesterday morning at 7:30. For the young people among us, I don't know how much they would know about Winston Soso. Dan, of course, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. Right. I know you're young now. So. I know you're young. So we standing by to be joined, but he should be. Let me check on him.
All right. So Bing, what I'll do is in the meantime, I'll take a quick break. All right, and we'll come back with more. You definitely want to stick around for OMG in the morning. It's a Monday. We're gonna have a great time with you. Continue to keep it locked on.
Turbulent times teach us the meaning of dependence. We are all dependent on each other to see each other through these trying times. We are reminded to care. GECU introduces our Care Loan, CARE, comprehensive assistance and relief for essential workers, an offering of financial reinforcement to those who care for us. The GECU Care Loan allows for all essential healthcare workers to borrow up to $50,000 to get themselves back on a firm foundation. The GECU Care Loan offers the absolute lowest rate for consumer loans in SVG at just 8.5% and gives you the flexibility of a full 7 years to repay. For more details, visit any of our branches nationwide or our main branch in Kingstown. Your job is to take care of others. Our job is to take care of you. Offer ends June 2022. Terms and conditions apply. So come on to GECU because GECU cares for you.
As we face these challenging times,
stop what you're doing. We kids have something to say. Run the track. Kids who know Drake, let's go. It has 9 flavors that rule. Strawberry, chocolate, banana, cherry berry. They all taste so cool. Kids who know Drake, let's go. Tastes so good like a milkshake. Add more spoons, add to the flavor. Let's go. We got to get right. Kids who know Drake, let's go. Packed with protein, helps us grow. Parents, listen to your kids because kids who know Drake, let's go.
time to get primed for the summer with Digicel. Now's your chance to catch your share of $30,000 cash. 4 winners will be selected weekly to catch their share of cash in the Digicel Cash Vault. It's so easy to qualify and win. Activate a free 7 or 30-day Digicel Prime bundle. Make the switch to Digicel. Pay your postpaid bill in full or bundle your postpaid account with Digicel Fiber Internet. Or when you sign up for your Digicel Fiber Internet. Every week in summer, you get a chance to catch your cash. Get primed for the summer. Let the good times roll with Digicel. Digicel. Prime for the summer. Digicel terms and conditions apply.
The National Lottery Authority introduces the Lotto app for all Android and iPhones. Your free download available at nlasvg.com. Whether at home, work, or simply having fun, get all NLA game results at your fingertips. View all draws of the National Lottery Authority on your handset or tablet with the user-friendly Lotto app. Download today at nlasvg.com. The Lotto app.
It's back to school with Court Optical, and some items are free. Free! Free! Get free children's lenses with the purchase of any free. Get free eye exams and follow-up visits. And 4 free spectacle cleanings. Also, if you pay with Ready Finance, you can shop now and pay $0 for 30 days. Plus, parents and teachers receive up to 30% off. Save big with Courts Optical and get ready for back to school with ease. Call us today at 457-8100 or schedule your appointment online at www.quartzoptical.com. Terms and conditions apply. Offer good while supplies last. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
OMG in the morning. Morning.
We've got a special guest joining us. Quickly before we get into that, I gotta let you know that you need to shop at Quartz in store or online today. On their website is www.shopquartz.com. Save on a wide range of smart TVs, mattresses, and electronics. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and get instant approval. Pay nothing down with a hassle-free repayment period of up to 36 months. Remember that Quartz is bringing value home. As I just said, we have a special guest joining us this morning as we honor Winston Soso. Bing, I'm going to allow you to introduce
Gary, morning, you hearing us clearly, right?
Yes, I am. Morning, Bing. And crew.
Yes,
morning.
This is Daniel and this is Shady with us this morning, our morning crew. Gary, morning to you. It's sad that we have to have you here on at this time for this reason. Yesterday we heard of the passing of Winston Soso. We know that he was sick for quite a while. Tell us about your association with Winston Soso before we get going.
Well, with Winston, primarily we were bandmates in the band Climax, and that was a friendship and a relationship that actually endured throughout the years. It's a gentleman that I, of course, like everyone, loved and admired. But even before the music aspect of it, we we were sort of like say colleagues, for lack of a better word to describe it. But it goes back to primary school. Um, we both went to the Kingston Methodist School, and the friendship sort of, though it wasn't really close then, but playing soccer in the schoolyard. Of course, I lived down Bottom Town. He lived in Parslot, so that's close proximity. So we ran into each other quite often. But then it really, the friendship really blossomed during our musical years with Climax.
Okay, and the band Climax started at what year?
Climax actually started out as Volume 5 in the late 60s. All right. It was started by Bonnie Brown back then. And Bonnie had, like everyone else, recognized Sus's talent, his singing talent, his voice, and everything like that. And, Bonnie recruited him into the band. But then, back then, it was sort of on and off with Volume 5 and Sus, because then there's a lot of stuff that was happening with him in his personal life, meaning he was this gigantic soccer star.
Right.
Along with that, most people probably don't remember, or some people don't even know, but he also was a tailor.
Tailor?
Yes, he was a tailor. And he actually made most of his clothes back in the day, his own clothes.
So he started as a vocalist. Did he play the instrument?
No, well, he could play the guitar, because the guitar he used to write his songs. When he's right. But any like playing an instrument with the band, no. He was basically the lead vocalist, and that's what he concentrated on. Yeah.
And how did you guys get to Climax then?
There was changes in the personnel of Volume 5. When they initially started out, it was actually five members of the group, but then the band grew and expanded. So Bonnie thought that, it's best to change the name. So that's how the name change came about. That was like in the early 70s, 71 or 72 thereabout. So that was the metamorphosis of Climax.
And he stayed with the band and continued with Climax?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
But there's a caveat to that, because like I said, there was an on and off relationship. So in 1976, Winston left the group, because he said he wanted to take a break. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff that was going on with him in his personal life. So he couldn't put the emphasis that he wanted on the band. Then in 1977, when they changed Carnival from the Lenten season to the summer, which is now Vincy Mas, Climax recorded a song called Vincy Style in July, that very first year for the Carnival change. And it was very popular then, of course, because of it's a new Carnival, and the new song, and the music was really very well done in terms
What's the name of that one? What's the name of that song?
Vincy Style in July.
Vincy Style. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I don't think Shady will have that.
I'm sorry?
No, I don't think my DJ will have that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So yes, I was 77, but Winston wasn't with the band at that time, and I was part of the band, so I was the one who actually ended up recording, the lead vocals.
Okay.
But then in '78, Winston came back to the group, and then in that year he actually had like three songs that two we recorded, but he had written three. There was a song called Vinci Spree and Carnival Boogie. Those two dance soca songs. But then that year for Carnival, he entered into the Calypso Monarch competition.
With
And
what song? What song did he sing then to enter that competition?
In that competition, he sang Congratulations and Vinci Spree. Those are the two songs he sang in that competition.
Okay. And following that?
Well, following that, the following year, the band migrated to the US. And so that's when Climax made its exodus from St. Vincent. And then, well, while here in the US in the early years, band was picking up gigs here and there, but the word was getting around about this guy who has this magnificent voice, like really regal voice. So that sort of upped the following for people who are following Climax, and then out of that, of course, we had hits like Diane, which he wrote, which incidentally is a song he wrote in St. Vincent. But
Diane, hold on. Shady, you got that, right? Diane?
I'm checking.
Yes. Oh, come on, Shady. Come on, Shady. How could you? Come on, Shady. I wanted to get a piece of that for those who don't know that. Of course, I thought Shady, come on. Anyway, go ahead, Gary.
Yeah. So you had Diane. That was actually recorded by Granville Straker from Straker Records.
Mm-hmm.
But the song was already formatted and all worked out and arranged and everything like that while we were home in St. Vincent. And then when it came up here, then Straker got interested in it, and he brought in Frankie McIntosh to work with us on that project. And pretty much the rest is history. At that time, there was some friction within the band because
okay,
of...
Hold on, Gary. Gary, hold on. Is that Diane I'm hearing in the background there, Shady?
Nah, that's Rude Girl Pussy.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. Okay. I thought that was Diane I was saying. Go ahead, Gary.
Okay, so yeah, the membership of the band wasn't too happy because Straker was interested in doing a solo project with Winston, and there was some disagreement within the group as to whether he should do it or not. But of course, he went off and did it, and from there his solo career just took off like crazy. And then from that spawned all the other big hits that now in history. Too Much Corruption. That was the first album he recorded. And then from that you had I Don't Mind. All the major hits, the major soca hits that.
Let's get one of those, Gary. Let's get one of those hits from my DJ Shady, who's in studio. All right, Shady, bring a bit of one of those big hits from Winston.
Yeah.
Bring them rude girls. Tell the music. Watch me now. Oh, la, 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 la. Play the music.
What is saying this? What is saying this, Gary?
No, I'm saying that voice, man.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you what was the one thing that made him different than the other artists, and you said it, that voice, right? Well, the name the name Rolls Royce of Rolls Royce of Calypso soca music.
Yeah,
Calypso. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I was thinking about it and I was asking around like who really dubbed him with that name. And I really don't have an answer for you. So I don't know if it remains a mystery. Maybe somebody in the listening audience might know, and and can clue us in. But I really don't know. But I think going back to Winston, right? In his early days, actually he was a soul singer. He sang ballads, right? He wasn't really rooted in calypso per se. I remember back in the early days, there was a show that used to be, I think the late Parnell Campbell had something to do with the show called Calypso. And it's just basically artists in St. Vincent, balladeers and stuff like that. They would go and they would sing all the latest soul songs and on the classics and stuff like that. And that basically that's his roots. That's where his roots are. And and because of that singing ability and to be singing the classics and soul and ballads, I think that he inculcated that within the calypso genre. And that's why, most people say, wow, of all the calypso singers out there, he's probably one of the best the best singers. And and that's basically where I guess that, how he got to this stage where everybody just recognizes that voice and loves that voice passionately and everything like that. Yep.
Gary,
Yes.
he had done some exploits in Trinidad, where he became very popular. Can you tell us about that?
I don't have much to relate about that. I know his mom lives in Trinidad, and the times he would go down there, especially at carnival time, because he wanted to get into into that. I mean, that's the mecca for calypso, as we know. So he wanted to get down there and get some experience with that. So I think he sang in a while he was there. He did one of the calypso tents, and that also to sort of help him to get his name established in Trinidad. But in terms of like all the other, I guess I'll call it all the other exploits. I'm not familiar with them.
Right. Someone just said that Randy D was the one who dubbed the Rolls Royce of Calypso. Someone just messaged and said that. Yeah, Randy.
Good. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
One giant to another, right?
Right. Did he have any siblings?
Yes. He has two sisters that I recall. I never met them. I don't think he had a brother, but he had two sisters. They both lived in Trinidad also.
Okay. Let's talk about him being a sportsman, footballer.
Yes. So yeah, Sus really was a multifaceted person. Like I said, mentioned, he was a tailor, but when it comes to the sports, he was a goalkeeper, extraordinaire. Was a very young man when he started. He's still in his teens when he started playing national soccer. He played for Avenues United, which was Paul's Avenues team, along with other great ballers like Rolet Waldron, and other people like that. But he rose to become the national captain of the captain of the national soccer team. At a young age, he was still in his teens, and like a couple of years after that, he actually, like I said, he captained the team. But before that, he had Michael Finley, who was giving him tips, pretty much, like basic coaching and stuff like that, tips on how to, with regard to goalkeeping.
Wow.
Additionally, Winston, I used to call him a bird because he was very acrobatic. And as a goalkeeper, this man used to be flying all over the place. And he used to lock out. It was hard to score on him because he was so prolific and stuff like that. and like say like the acrobatic skills. So he was always, he was always all over the place, flying, as we call it. Then, yeah.
All right, let's get another bit. Shady, bring another one for us, please, quickly.
I got the music. Get up and move your body. Come on, let's do it. Let's get up and party. I'm in the mood. I'm sexy tonight. With every move, my body feels right. Hold me closer. Go on and on and on we go. Baby, baby, let's party some more. Hold me closer.
All right, Shady. All right, Shady. Gary, most of his recordings were done with Frankie.
Yes, that's correct. But he also worked with other producers. Ozzy Gurley, who's from Calicore. He's worked with Adrian Bailey. We know about Adrian, of course. Worked with Sherry Ince. Gentleman, a guy named Tom Lord. And let me see. And Omar McIntosh, who is Frankie's son.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so Omar and I have a home recording studio. As a matter of fact, that's where I am right now. And Omar and I collaborate. Omar basically is he takes care of all the music. I am more like the engineer, the recording engineer and stuff like that. So there were 3 songs that Omar worked with Sus out of my studio, which is called Studio Labs. It's not Studio Labs with an S, but with a Z.
Okay.
Right? But in other than that, too, he's worked with most of the heavy hitters in terms of musicians, studio musicians. I know Shake Keen, Lyle Smith, just recently deceased. Caldrick Forbes from choruses, Caldrick Forbes, a lady named Charmin Yates, and another one named Glenda Eiffel. They were basically the chorus voices on most of his recordings. He's like, he basically worked with the best there was at the time. Yeah.
Did he write all of his songs?
Sorry?
Did he write all of his songs?
Yes. He wrote all the songs. He wrote them, yeah. And he actually also wrote for other artists too. Especially up here.
Okay. Let's bring in another one, Shady. Let's get another one in quickly.
Sit down and wonder what kind of woman turns me on. But I was too young to know that some women sweeter than some. Nowadays it isn't so. I asked around and I got to know the different ways and different looks in which you could find a woman. I want to know your opinion. But some men love a woman with big bottom.
All right, Shady. Would you say a lot of people think that would have been his biggest song? Which song do you think, or did he ever tell you which did he consider his biggest song?
I Don't Mind.
I Don't Mind was Avina's
I
biggest
don't.
one.
Yeah, that was actually the most popular song for him. Um, and yeah, and no matter where he performed, that was a staple. He had to do that. Um,
Shady, look at Shady.
Push it. In the heat of the jam, she want to go home. She say, "Oh, me finally gone. We go be alone." Just as we reach, she took off the costume and put on she robe. Have something to eat, have some of this food. All the meat is yours. I tell she I don't mind.
All
I
right,
don't
Shady. All right, all right, Shady.
yep.
Gary, we out of time because we got another segment to bring. There was a year in which he won the Soca Monarch competition. I
Yes.
remember that year because there was something with his luggage, and he came
Okay.
on stage and performed in a swimsuit, basically, in a spandex swimsuit. Do you remember what song was it that he did that year that he won that
Oh man.
competition?
No, no,
Yeah,
I
okay,
don't remember
okay.
what song it is. But I was talking about songs. I know we had to go, but there I wanted to mention two other songs that were noteworthy. One is a song named Music Land that was recorded with Climax. It
Music
wasn't
Land.
soca. It was sort of a semi-funk rhythm. Was
Okay.
written the the music was written by the guitarist at the time. His name was Brian Williams. God
Mm-hmm.
bless his soul. He came in the band room and he started riffing on the guitar. The drummer joined in. We get a groove. In the band room setting, we do a lot of jamming and stuff before you actually get into doing your business. And then Winston decided, he says, you know what? I'm going to write the lyrics and melody for that song. And that song today is Musicland. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, that
Right.
that, that is something that, well, everybody Climax related is very proud of. In
Okay.
addition to that, there's another song that he wrote named Dance How You Feel. And that song, I personally know that the Mighty Sparrow complimented him on that song, and he was like singing it back to him, shake your body in the Sparrow, thing. And yeah, he really complimented Sus on that song, and the way he sang it, the lyrics and everything like that, which is basically like all of his songs that he's done. You
Yeah.
know,
For those who didn't know him, what was his personality like, Gary?
um, humble, I think first and foremost, because with all the notoriety that he had attained, he remained grounded and humble. He never felt like he was better than anyone. People could approach him on the streets, and he never really rebuffed them. He was also very disciplined, very, very disciplined. And what I noticed in terms of that discipline and his character is what helped him during his illness. Because as most folks would know, yeah, he was sick for a time. He had kidney failure. He was doing dialysis like 3 days a week. On top of that, he had like stage 1 pancreatic cancer. But they were able to force that back in remission. And then he was hospitalized for some procedure. And while there, he actually suffered a heart attack. And he flatlined for about 6 minutes. Right, the doctors fought like hell to bring him back, and they were able to do that. And I say, like, any one of those events would take out, anybody, even if they're in good health. those kind of events, are catastrophic. He survived
Right.
those three at least, yeah, all things considered. And after all those things, and we would have conversations, and we would reminisce, and we would find moments of we'll laugh, like humor. And you remember this and that, and then we'd be laughing out loud. And this is a man who has suffered so much. So that's why I say the discipline in his character, was very helpful for him to ride out those events that he suffered.
Right.
So yeah.
And,
But Humble would be my number one. Humble would be my number one descriptor of him.
all right, we got the segment that's supposed to come now with our counsel Jomo Thomas. Jomo, this is Gary Palmer. I don't know if you know each other. You
Yep,
guys.
back in the day. Hey, Jomo, how you doing, man?
Hi, how are you, man? I know Gary very well.
Good. Yep, Ulimo, down bottom town.
All right.
All the way back there.
Been a long road.
Yes, man.
And Gary, yes, Jomo, go ahead.
I was just gonna say to Gary that I'm still here jamming still.
Yeah. Yes, man. Yep. Keep up the good work, man.
I'm trying my
Before
best.
before you go, Gary, what do you want to say finally about Winston Soso?
Well, first, I neglected to convey my condolences to his family, friends, and fans, and everything like that. I wanted to say that to but we've lost a great Vincentian. Like I said, he was multi-talented, and in every aspect he excelled. With regard to the soccer and the music, we're as Vincentians or as a nation, I think we should try not to try to keep his name alive and the work that he's done. I would say this as a preview quickly. Even though he's no longer with us, there is we haven't heard the end of his talent. We haven't heard the end of his voice. There's going to be a new recording with him will be coming out. I can't say, I don't know when at this point, but there's a song that he recorded here at my studio. He recorded the voice, and when he was done, he says, "Gary, that is perfect. That voice is perfect." Unfortunately, we never got a chance to release it to finish off the project. But before he passed, we discussed it. I have it in the vault on the lock and key.
Wow.
But this is something that going to have to be worked out with his estate, because I'm just the keeper of the voice, golden voice, of course. So I know there's something that's going to be coming. Hopefully to help commemorate his memory, and solidify his status as a premier artist coming out of St. Vincent.
Gary, I want to thank you so much. I know these are trying times for yourself.
Was that an intended pun? So much.
So much, Winston. So much. Yes.
Welcome. Thank you for inviting me. My pleasure to speak on behalf of a really close friend. I'd say we had an enduring and an endearing friendship throughout the years. I was thinking back, and I can't come up with a moment where we had disagreements or anything like that. It was always a cordial relationship and one with mutual respect and everything like that. So I am, I'm proud that I've been able to share, part of his journey, in the music world and, in terms of personal friendships.
Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you very much. Shady, let's take us out on another one from Sus. Thank you very much, Gary,
Thank
and I
you.
really appreciated what we did this morning. Take us
So,
out. Let's come back to Council.
you're very welcome. Yep.
Thank you.
So, that's on the big one. And yeah.
You got it with love. You say I'm giving women money. It's come as you want. But no one can make you sorry. That day your woman run away and you couldn't find she. That day you know the neighbor sick and she could have plenty. It's me who had your woman down in the backyard. It's me who had she shouting honey damn hard.
Turbulent times teach us the meaning of dependence. We're all dependent on each other to see each other through these trying times. We are reminded to care. Geku introduces our Care Loan, CARE, comprehensive assistance and relief for essential workers, an offering of financial reinforcement to those who care for us. The Geku Care Loan allows for all essential healthcare workers to borrow up to $50,000 to get themselves back on a firm foundation. The Geku Care Loan offers the absolute lowest rate for consumer loans in SVG at just 8.5% and gives you the flexibility of a full 7 years to repay. For more details, visit any of our branches nationwide or our main branch in Kingstown. Your job is to take care of others. Our job is to take care of you. Offer ends June 2022. Terms and conditions apply. So come on into Geku because Geku cares for you.
Hey now, I just get a free $50 gift card to top up my phone.
How you get that?
I get vaccinated.
So they pay you to get the shot?
Nah. I not for sale, eh? Nobody can buy me.
So what is the $50 all about?
It's just a thank you for deciding on my own to get the shot. I would have taken it anyways, but it's nice to feel appreciated.
So if I decide to take the vaccine, they can thank me too?
I feel so, but you had to go to grenadinesinitiative.org for details.
Grenadinesinitiative.org?
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now.
On OMG.
Good morning, Council.
All right, back with the OMG in the morning crew. And right now joining us is our good counsel. Gotta say good morning to you, Jomo. Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Bing. Good morning, Shady. Good morning, most of all, to your listeners.
Good morning. Happy to have you this morning, Council. Let's jump right into it.
Well, I want to say that I am pretty disappointed with what happened last week, Thursday. When you asked me to be on this program, you told me that the slot would run for about 15 minutes, that it would go from 7:45 until 8 o'clock. I agreed. And a number of occasions, I went beyond 8 o'clock. Sometimes we started late. I went beyond 8 o'clock. Last week, Wednesday, we had a rather extended program that I think went from about 8:45 until it went for more than an hour. And then on Thursday, we went from about 8:45 until 8:30. And I told you that I had to leave at 8:30 because I run a shoestring office. I don't have the money and the resources like so many other people. And on that day, I had clients in my office waiting for me. Well, prospective clients, because they were in for consultation. I left only to hear that you said that I ran. That is impermissible. That is beyond the pale. I do not do ambush radio. So if you're going to invite me onto your radio program, and then when I leave, you make negative, provocative aspersions, I wouldn't come on because I have a whole host of things that I can do, which are different and very, very meaningful. And while I appreciate the opportunity to come on radio and express my views, I think that it is improper for you to do what you did. And I really believe that I'm owed an apology.
Council, did you hear this yourself or you were told this by someone?
I didn't hear it. I got off because I had clients to deal with. But more than one person told me that you said that I ran it.
So you're going on second-hand information.
I said more than one person told me that you said that I ran. So it's either you said it or you didn't say it. But I just wanted to, whatever happened, I want to set the parameters clear. That when you asked me to be on, that's what you told me that I must do. And I've tried to be faithful to that. And on times when you asked me to go on a little longer, I have gone on a little longer. My favorite cricket is sporting. I always batted at the top of the order. I never wore armor. So you know that I have no difficulty playing fast bowling. And now that I'm older, if the bowling gets really, really fast, I would start wearing armor. But I have no need as of this juncture to wear. I want to go back though to get into the substantive point. Is evidently the programs of last Wednesday and Thursday generated a lot of interest. And I found many of the thoughts presented were quite useful. Some of them didn't amount to much. Some people may have the same views of my thoughts. But one of the things that I found most disheartening is that there is this view making the rounds that my view on vaccines are intended to be because there's some hatred for the government or hatred for PM Gonzalez and his Unity Labour Party. I mean, this is silliness on steroids because I offer my view, and all I have done, I have never said that I'm a doctor, I have never said that I'm a epidemiologist, I've never said that I am a virologist. All I have done is to give my views based on what's out there. And people may disagree with those views, but I want you to know that those views are honestly held, those views are researched, those views come from a tremendous amount of reading, not only of popular newspapers, but journals like Lancet, journals in New England Journal of Medicine, which are some of the most prominent medical journals in the world. So when this notion that hate and agenda are the foundation of my views, that is unfortunate. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have, like across the Caribbean and across the world, we have a significant amount of vaccine hesitancy. In St. Vincent, probably for the first time, we have the leader of the opposition and the prime minister embracing a particular issue, yet the masses, their own supporters and others, seem to be a little concerned and are vaccine hesitant. Now, if my view is a reflection of hatred for anybody or anything, can we say, for example, then, that the hesitancy in St. Lucia is because of the population's hatred for Chastanet? Or in Barbados, the hatred for Mia Mottley? Or in Grenada, the hatred for Prime Minister Mitchell? Or Holness in Jamaica? I mean, as a response, you have a responsibility as a host when people are tossing those ideas out loosely to press them on it. I have been in radio now for close to 4 decades. No one can come into my program and say that the sky is falling. I would ask them to show me how the sky is falling. Point out to me why you say the sky is falling. So I think that if we are going to have a discourse that is meaningful and that is going to be helpful to the Vincentian population, to the listeners, we have to be informed. We have to try to remove ourselves, even when the conversation is emotive. We have to agree to disagree without the labeling and without calling people's names. Because anytime from now on, if I'm fortunate to be invited onto your program and anyone call me any other names, the gloves are off. That's my commentary for this morning.
Do you wish to be questioned on your commentary this morning, Council?
Sure.
Okay.
You could look. Ben, I want you to understand. I want you to understand me clearly. I'm not afraid of questions. All I'm saying is that good.
Okay. So you're saying that as a host, my job is to press people on what they say, correct?
Well, sure. If someone comes on and says that Jomo is a liar,
but
what did Jomo say? That's a lie. If somebody says that Jomo is filled of hate, you have to. How does that hatred manifest itself?
Discussion, Council. You were on along with Stephen Joachim, along with Dr. Thompson. My job then, I saw my job as to moderate what was going on. But if you want me to get involved in the discussion, I can and I will. So let's start. Let me do what you want me to do. Let me start by saying, now, this morning, given what took place last week with the information that you brought forward, would you now accept that the information was misinformation, given that you've seen the extended tape?
No, I don't.
You do not accept that it's misinformation. So you're still holding on to what you saw from the short clip?
No. We went through this on Thursday. We did the longer clip. And I told you in context, it is proper for me to hear people say that Dr. Trotman in her presentation was not particularly artful in her presentation, because what she laid out, I have spoken to a number of persons across the region, across the world, and people who are removed from this debate, and they have all concluded, to a man, all of them have concluded that if you listen to Dr. Trotman and what she said, the impression can be had that she was talking about vaccinations and mortality, and that those people died and she regretted the loss. The information which came on the longer tape, where she said all of those persons were not complete, none of those persons were completely vaccinated. And I don't know why we're doing this, because we did this last Thursday, where she said all of these people, none of these people were completely vaccinated, says to me that some of them were. And even if they were not, we know the evidence across the world is that some of the people, when they get the first shot of the vaccine, it could knock them over. So I don't have anything to back away from.
As to why we're doing it this morning, is you're the one who brought it in your commentary, not me. I didn't say a word about it. You're the one who brought it.
I didn't say a thing about the vaccines in my commentary. Not a single word. I didn't mention vaccine in my commentary.
The issue of what took place last week.
But I did not mention vaccine in my commentary.
Okay, comes. All right. So let me put the question another way then. You said that you spoke to a number of persons and they all said that what they heard was what you were saying. Okay. Now,
what they heard offered, it was fair to conclude what I said.
Okay.
And if you recall, because I saw a lot of people saying I offered up a short version. Hold on a second, sir. Hold on a second. You need to have the integrity to know and to repeat all the time that on that morning, Wednesday morning, I repeatedly told you I do not want to discuss this video. I told you that never once.
Why did you send me the tape? Why did you send me the tape that morning? Why did you send me the tape that morning?
I sent you the tape to show what was making the wrongs, because that's the only tape I saw. If I had seen the longer version, I would have said the longer version, because the longer version for me does not take away anything.
You send me, the host of a program on which you are on, a tape. What did you expect?
Bing.
You
Is it the
came on
first
and
time?
said you
Bing,
also
Bing,
wanted
Bing,
to hear
Bing.
Dr.
Is it the
Thompson's.
first time? Is it the first time I've sent you anything?
Sir, you also said in your commentary when I pressed you on it that you wanted to hear Dr. Thompson's opinion on it.
No, well, I wasn't pressed on it. You were insisting on playing the tape. In fact, you asked Mario to play the tape, and once Mario played the tape, you asked for my comment, and I give you my comment.
So
But
you
I was
sent,
very- I
but
was-
you sent the tape, but not intending for it to be played on the program.
like,
Is that what
look,
you're saying?
Daniel, I send things to all kind of people all over the world. It's not the first time I've sent a tape to Bing. If I'd had your number, I probably would have sent you things as well.
Seeing that
And
you
this is
want me
why
to,
on Wednesday,
seeing that you want me as a host to get involved in it and press you on it. Now that you've seen the tape and you're saying that according to what the lady said, the interpretation of the tape is what you may have understood. But do you believe that 300 and something persons died in Trinidad as a result of the vaccine? Not interpretation.
I have no way to deny or not. I am agnostic on that point.
How could it be? You man of the world, you read, you follow.
I am agnostic.
340 something persons died in Trinidad.
I said I am agnostic on the point because that clip, what was called the full clip, which is really the longer version, as I said last Thursday, does not in any way tell me definitively, because the conversation, that the presentation from Dr. Trotman was that she looked at 341 cases in the context of vaccine and mortality.
Let's remove the clip though, Council. Let's not talk about the clip. Let's talk about real world, not the clip. Do you believe that 340 something persons died in Trinidad as a result of the vaccine?
If I were in court, I would have said to the judge, Your Honor, my lordship asked and answered.
But we're not in court this morning. We're not in court.
I just answered you. I answered that question already.
Do you believe that 300 plus persons died because of the vaccine?
Bing.
This morning, right now.
I am agnostic on the point. I have nothing to believe or not believe. All I'm saying is based on the presentation and the version that Dr. Trotman presented, that excerpt, it is open to an interpretation. The alternate interpretation, which many people have who are heavily invested in this, believe is also plausible. And I don't have any difficulty or any problem at all with anyone holding to the view that no one died in Trinidad. I don't have any problem with anyone having that view.
So we're not getting anywhere then. Is there anything else you wish to say? Because I don't want you to say that I'm bringing on anybody to ambush you. Do you wish to stay on or do you wish to go? Because other people are going to come on and most likely going to discuss what you say now.
Well, no. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with them coming on. I mean, I can stay on for a few more minutes because I could be on for a few more minutes. So if somebody wants to come on and they want to have a disagreement with me, that's fine.
Okay. Shady, could you bring on Stephen, please? And then Dr. Thompson.
He's not with us. He's not with us. So I'm going to go play the top and we'll come right back, okay? Council, stay with us.
Bring Dr. Thompson there.
OMG in the morning. We serving you up the #1 morning show in SVG. OMG in the morning with the real Batman Bing, Daniel, and DJ Shady.
We just always know so we're gonna make it, you see me? No matter what go on, you hear that? Always know say the rise, you see it? You may see the one sweet music, powerful.
Hold on, you see them fight and when we fight, me youth them off, you know me tackle life without no might. Me split them light up every night. I made some forget out, me want to rise up like a kite. Like to them, we drive the car tomorrow, ride up on the bike. At the house beside the house, me clothes all the designer type. Hey, mama smile and make me smile, me talking about the final life. Them kind of vibes, the money loud, what kind of nice. So we don't talk. Hey, don't make nobody tell you no special. Get a trophy to what we do it, yo, me want every medal. Hold on for my metal, journey long, don't give up one pedal. Some of them are dirty up one metal. Don't make them keep on dreaming. Don't make them tell you no special. Every trophy I want, say we want every medal. Hold on for my metal. Journey long, don't give up one pedal. Some of them are dirty up one dental.
OMG in the morning.
All right, gotta let you know what you can get at Max Pizza and Kitchen. Max Pizza and Kitchen is introducing the Vinci Pizza delivery. Every Friday, you can place your order by 10 p.m. on Thursday via WhatsApp. You can call or you can send a message 528-1854, and that's between 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Or you can call the restaurant. That number is 545-834-74 between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. All orders will be delivered by a Max representative the following Friday at the wharf for 5:30 p.m. upon the arrival of Beckway Express. Also, got to let you know what you can get at District Stairs if you're looking to update your floors. District Stairs can provide you with an affordable alternative. Luxury vinyl planks. Listen, it's a hot new trend in flooring design. It's easy to install, it's durable, has a lifetime warranty, comes in a wide array of colors, and is suitable for every room in your home. Remember, District Stairs is also offering free shipping during the month of August to SVG. You can contact them on WhatsApp now at 289-200-7649. You can also check out their website, districtstairs.com, or search for District Stairs on Facebook. All right, we're going to get back to the discussion. Stephen has joined us, and we also have Dr. Thompson on with us. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Can everybody
Good morning,
hear me?
Good morning.
Morning, Doc. Morning. Doc, we're not hearing you. Your mic is muted. Doc.
Dr. Thompson, your microphone seems to be muted.
Stephen, go in the meantime.
Hey guys, how are you? Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
All right.
Let's see.
Dr. Thompson, you want to log out and log back in? Let me see. Hold on here. Let me see.
Yeah. Log out, Doc, and come back in. That might help.
Okay.
Can you try? Can you say something? Let's see if we have you.
No.
Dan, come out and do it offly. Stephen, go ahead, please. In time.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we're hearing you fine.
Okay. First of all, before we start, I would like to first of all talk about briefly about Winston Soso, who is a man that I did not know personally, but a gentleman who brought a tremendous amount. Winston Soso, his real name being Trevor Lockhart, but he brought a tremendous amount of happiness and smiles to my face whenever I think of Soso. My fondest memory being, God, I was in Toronto at the time at Caribana. And I remember chipping down the road, and I can't remember whether it was Climax or not, but I know it was Soso for sure singing. And he came down the road. At that time, it was on University Avenue in Toronto, one of the biggest streets in Toronto, chipping down the road. And he came down the road singing "Big Bottom Woman." Now I know the proper title is "How Some Men Love Their Woman," right? But the tremendous memories and happiness that he brought to me, and I suspect to thousands, if not millions of other people around the world, will be something that when we die, we will not have left the same mark as Winston Soso made. So condolences to everybody, but a man with a tremendous voice, great music, lyrics being which we could relate to truth, right? You know, I mean, I'm sure you could relate to particularly in the Panyard song, right? You know, right? As me who have your woman in the Panyard, right? Ben, you could relate to that, I'm sure. You know, right? Anyway, so my friends, you may not have been my friend personally, but you were my friend in spirit, and you will be missed, but you won't really be missed because we hear your songs going on. So well done. Another thing, I want to say a quick thank you to Tequila Ross, who took a few kids and Garcia down on the coast yesterday. And if anybody ever gets a chance to go out on a ride with Tequila, they should go. Terrific. St. Vincent's a beautiful country. Most of us don't get to see it properly because we're too busy wrapped up in our own little bubbles. I also had a chance to pass up and visit Sandy Bay and Point and Oya. And I'm surprised if anybody else could go back up there and live properly within the next 3 to 6 months. I'd be very surprised. Hopefully I'm wrong. In regard now to Jomo and COVID and all of that, to be quite honest with you, Jomo is not going to change his mind, no matter what any of us say. You know, the reaction on Facebook has been clear for everybody to see. I have my beliefs and Jomo has his, and never the twain shall meet. And I don't particularly want to carry on because I don't see the point of carrying on, right? Jomo has his beliefs. I believe that Jomo is misleading people. Whether that is deliberate or not, only he can say. That is my view in regard to this COVID issue. Last week, I spoke about what my agenda was on COVID, right? And my agenda is very clear. I want us to get back to normal. And I see the only way of doing that is going through dealing with vaccines, whether we like it or not. Jomo has said he has no agenda. I believe, or we all have agendas at some way, some point. So the question I guess I would like to ask Jomo is, what does he see as the way out of the current situation around the world with COVID, with Delta variants and so on? What should we be doing, Jomo, is the question I would like you to ask. What do you suggest we do given the current situation that we're in currently?
Hello? That's a question for Jomo?
Yeah, it was a question to Jomo. What would he suggest we do about the current situation now?
I think we need to protect ourselves. I think we need to do precisely what we have been doing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think that we have been very, very effective in the population generally has protected itself. The authorities has done certain things. They have put certain protocols in force. And that has resulted in us having only 12 deaths. And we had just over 2,000 infections. And those infections, those people who are still live infected, those are coming down. And we need to stay with that. I am not convinced that a vaccine that has an efficacy rate of 95% should be injected into people who has a 1% chance of being infected and in any debilitating way.
Thank you. That's fair enough, Jomo. I'm not gonna argue with you on that, right? I mean, you're entitled to your views and your opinion, and it is what it is.
Is that what the scientists say?
Yeah, it is what it is, and as I said, my concern is I want to get back to a normal life, and I don't see any way getting back to a normal life currently, other than via vaccines, given what's going on in the rest of the world. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and their own opinions. So, so I'll leave that alone and give Gerald a chance to talk, guys, and shut my mouth for a few minutes.
Come on, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes. I too want to extend my condolences and sympathies in relation to Winston Soso. I mean, he was just a joy in terms of making my entertainment life, whether in St. Vincent, up in New York, going to those shows. Soka Jones used to send me a ticket, and I used to go along to some of those things and so forth. And that was just a joy, you know what I mean? Diane, I've always wanted to meet her, you know what I mean? But I believe that there are some important lessons to be learned. Stephen says he wants to move. It's about education. I feel there's some important lessons to be learned. Let's just go through a few things first, and this is not fast bowling, I'm a soccer player. I want to say in the UK, today's Freedom Day. And the question is, are they ready? In the UK, in the US, every state now has increased rates, gone red, so to speak. 99% of cases are among the unvaccinated. In France, Macron has now said he's putting in a mandatory process, especially for healthcare workers. More closer to home, the BVI in the last 3 weeks has had a massive surge. Over 23,000 cases. In other words, over 2,300 cases. They've now surpassed St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And guess what? Jomo's laughing. 17.
Because you said 23,000.
I know I did, and I corrected it. And I don't want you to laugh at this. 17 deaths in 3 weeks. We can't laugh at that. No.
I didn't laugh at that.
I know you didn't laugh at that. Now, at the same time, Biden and his Surgeon General has said misinformation is killing people.
I say that all in the form of background, right? Because there was a big pushback from Facebook. Now, let's say the sky is falling, and everybody knows already. I'm on the National Task Force. I've been asked to help with adverse reaction, if there are any, to investigate them and so forth, be part of that process. The more difficult cases, not the ordinary ones, the more difficult cases. And I've been lending my support, and I've always said, I'm not receiving any money, or so I'm doing all this voluntarily because it's important to do people's lives. Now, here's the problem. When the statement was that 341 patients died between June 8th and July 8th, the time of the conference, guess what? They were strictly talking about COVID virus deaths. And
did the doctor say that? Did the doctor say that?
Let me finish this, and I'll explain something to you. They've been going through the massive surge in Trinidad from largely about P1, the Brazilian strain, is accounting for most of that. I'm not going to call it the Gamma strain, which is now called. And the thing is that when you go into the dashboard, you would see it from June 5th until July 5th, the reporting period, 341 cases. In the previous month, that is from May 5th to June 5th, they had 358 cases. The most deadly day was May the 30th, when 9 persons died the same day. So listen to this very carefully. When, as a public health person, we say mortality and vaccination and mortality, we are not saying that it is mortality as a result of vaccination. It's a subject of mortality, vaccination, subject of mortality. Maybe she should have said on vaccination or unvaccinated and mortality, but they don't use those terms. So doctors will use the strictest terms because they're talking also to the public as well as professional. And they don't change up the nomenclature. So it's common to use vaccination and mortality, but it would be an interest in mind to say it is mortality as a result of vaccination. Now, this has been verified. And what she was saying was that none of these persons, the 341, were fully vaccinated. As a matter of fact, she went on in the second part of the extended clip to the epidemiologist, the Minister of Health, even Rowley, pointed out that some people only had the first dose, so they were not fully vaccinated. And one person who did get 2 doses, did get 2 doses, they were sick before they got the second dose, so they were not fully vaccinated, which takes place 10 to 14 days after the second dose. Now, so none of these persons vaccinated. And I'm trying to point out all this confusion about whether these 341 died from the vaccine. I want to make it publicly clear. Every single one of them died of a virus, the COVID-19 virus.
Did the doctor say that? Did the doctor say that? Did the doctor say that?
You see the point about it, Jomo. I would have been looking at the Trinidad process.
Did the doctor say that in the interview?
I know you're interrupting me. Let me finish this and I'll come in. I'll let you come in. In terms of, I've been looking at their profile because I need to get the information. She's come out before and done the same thing. Jomo may not have looked at that, or the person may not have gave the clip. But do you know, she said, I extend my condolences. I tried to bring this up at the last discussion. Jomo switched it and said she made an apology. And based on the apology, everybody knows the difference between apology and condolences. Apology means I am part of the responsibility and I apologize to you. Condolences mean I am extending sympathies because we love you, we care about what you,
and she extended condolences to the family. You know, now the most important thing I want to make is that we talked about the extended clip. Do you know what I find is missing? The clip before. Jomo has seen it because it's been posted on Facebook and he's responded to it. In the clip before, the doctor came out. She wasn't stammering. She said, "Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited because there's a new drug that is being approved by the World Health Organization. Right now, we only have one drug approved, dexamethasone, a steroid. Donald Trump got it." She said this drug toxilzudomed is a drug only for the intensive care unit. It can pull people back from the brink of death. It can pull people back from the brink. It doesn't work all the time. It's not 100% effective, but it could be used to pull people. And I said, "Oh, great. I've been following this drug for a while." And they finally approved it. But you know, she went on to say something else. She said, "Even though we are approving this drug, I want to make it clear. There are two drugs that we are not and we have not approved. Hydroxychloroquine, which is the Donald Trump drug, and ivermectin." I want to tell you, Bing, there are a lot of people who want this pandemic to be prolonged. How much sales, if the pandemic is prolonged for a year, how much more masks will be sold? How much more PPEs? How much more this and that? So right now, there are a lot of people who are losing money from the pandemic, and there are people making money hand over fist. Last year, people bought up a whole ton of hydroxychloroquine after Donald Trump said he was going to approve it, and they were going to flog it to make an extra buck. The price went up. Cheap drug, price went $10. Ivermectin is doing the same thing. And 3-4 days ago, actually last week, before Jomo brought out this, a scathing article came out lashing ivermectin and saying that it was fraudulent, reporting the articles suggesting that thing were manufactured, the data was put together, erroneously and wrong way, and they were relying on one article to say that ivermectin was effective. I will tell you, I have been warming to ivermectin over the last 6 months, reading very carefully. This has put a nail in the coffin of ivermectin. I got trained partially in Egypt, parasitology. I used ivermectin. I know ivermectin. And basically it was surprising to me, but I say, well, let's follow it because we need everything we have, every tool we have. So the lessons learned is that we're seeing what's going on around the world, what the Surgeon General of Biden is saying about Facebook, that misinformation causes death. Last time we spoke, Stephen did say that, "Jomo, you may be killing," he didn't say it in these words, but it was implied there that, "Jomo, your actions may be leading to death." I could tell you in the BVI, there have been activists just like Jomo telling people about chips and spirits and all the kind in the vaccine, and they are responsible for the 17.
Have I told anybody about chips and spirits? You heard me say that?
No, I said in
So
the
what are you
BVI.
talking about?
But Jomo, what you've told, you see, you exercise the classical cognitive dissonance. You're classical. And your classical cognitive, where the conflict, up to now, you could have read on, the people who you spoke to, many of them could have told you, Dr. Malcolm Samuel called in after you left and told us you were wrong. The other people you speak to, your advisors in Trinidad, you should go back and tell them, why did you lead me down this path? Because you all should have known to advise me that this was incorrect. And to me, this is cognitive dissonance. You have the evidence and the lessons learned before you.
Let's get Jomo to respond. Council, go ahead, please.
I don't think that there's anything there to respond to.
There isn't.
Clearly, was in the public domain was an extended version of what was played on Thursday. And Dr. Thompson, in his wisdom, has now agreed that maybe the doctor should have spoken a little bit more clearly. he did say that, oh, we are doctors and we speak, but this was a public presentation on COVID update. So she knew that she was speaking to her colleagues who were epidemiologists and virologists and MDs and so on and so forth. And she also knew she was speaking to ordinary people like me. And she presented, and I am saying based on what was presented, whether we take the short version or the long version, everybody knows that in this world, people have taken one shot of the vaccine and it has knocked them over. Everybody who are serious.
I don't know that.
No,
That's not
please,
true.
please.
Come on, man. When you said knock them over, what do you mean, Jomo? Please clarify what does knock them over mean.
Kill them.
Kill people. Where have you seen the evidence of this, Jomo? And how many people?
Okay. I have presented it before. The vast system in the United States said 6,000 people have died from the vaccine.
For God's sake.
Let me finish. I don't want, because I don't know why we want to replay this whole thing. The European system.
You're lying to people and misleading them. Why are you lying again and misleading people? That's why I'm repeating it.
All right, Stephen, listen to this, right? I am lying. Now, why don't you admit, because I told you the glove would be off, why don't you admit that you are committing economic assassination against employees at your company? Why don't you do that when you give them the ultimatum that they vaccine or they be fired? Why don't you do that?
Jomo, I will consult a lawyer after this because you have made a public statement there to produce evidence of that, huh? Okay? Because you are lying again. Once again, you are lying.
Stephen, I have the evidence.
Lying again, Jomo. I used to think highly of you, and now you're just lying and going into the gutter now.
I'll bet you the money you have in your pocket.
You are lying, Jomo. I have not fired not one single person has been fired employed by the Mustique company.
I'll bet you the money you have in your pocket.
Lying.
You don't bring a case against me.
Jomo, you are lying.
I'll bet you the money you have in your pocket, you don't bring a case against me. I told you guys the gloves would be off.
Will somebody pick a tape, please, of this lying man for me? Jomo, I used to think decently of you, man. Why are you lying like this? I have not fired a single person because they did not take a vaccine. You have proof of that? I want evidence of it, okay?
Do you want me to play a tape?
Can I go back? Anyway, let's ignore this. Yeah, I'll be happy for you to play the tape. Send the tape and play the tape.
I'll send it to you.
Tape and play the tape.
Okay, guys.
Move on 1 second, please.
Guys,
can I go back now?
Dr. Thompson,
Ben, can I say one quick thing? Ben, can I say one quick thing, please?
Blood.
No more said earlier.
I did say, right? I did say that I had to get off because I have clients in my office. So I would give Stephen and Dr. Thompson and all who want to have a field day to have a field day.
Why do you keep saying that though? Because you sent that message to me when you were leaving on Tuesday. Why do you keep saying that?
What?
About having a field. Why do you keep saying that?
Well, listen, you have brought on people. There are other people in St. Vincent who are skeptical. I haven't seen you bring them on, but each day.
Skeptical? What do you mean skeptical? What do you mean by this?
Skeptical about the vaccine program, about its about the vaccine program. You don't bring them on, but each day you have Stephen and Dr.
Because Stephen is a commentator on the program, and so is Dr. Thompson, and so are you.
I see.
But why do you think that there's a conspiracy theory between the two?
Maybe we need perspective then. We need to bring some other people on.
You can't tell me why should have one and why should have one.
Yeah, but Bing.
No, I did say that maybe we need perspective. I'm not telling you who you should have on at all.
Bing.
Anyway, you said you wanted to close the league.
But Bing, I did mention that I had to go. So hopefully,
listen, what he was doing with Stephen just now is a pure-bred diversion. Try to get it, Jomo. Since you responded there just a while ago and said, okay, let's say the doctor didn't speak to you properly, but now you understand. You now need to say, oh, Dr. Thompson, I now understand now. I'm sorry that the doctor didn't speak properly and that this is not true. And my advisors...
I never said any such thing.
41. Jomo,
I never said any such thing.
You owe the people of St. Vincent an apology.
You have been saying that for a long time. I haven't said such thing. I said on the question as to what is happening in Trinidad, I am an agnostic. I don't know if you know what the word agnostic means. Look it up.
Agnostic. You are cognitive dissonant on the subject. And
Fair enough.
basically,
That's your opinion. I
tell you
can live with
something.
that.
It is plain, but there are people who are listening, Jomo.
Thompson,
We
Thompson,
don't want
there
to
are
go down
people
the
are
road
listening.
of the PVI.
Dr. Thompson, here's my parting shot. Explain to people why every time someone takes a vaccine and there's an adverse, you run all over them to try to get them to do this or that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I have other work to do though.
I don't look at that as a diversion. And everybody wants
to know. That's not a diversion.
Jomo, why do you keep throwing these low jabs every now and then?
It's not a low jab. It's not a low jab. I did say to you.
Jomo, you keep doing this. You keep throwing these low jabs, personal attacks, and then you say, "I've got." Why do you keep doing that?
I did not throw any personal attack. Now, remember I said at the beginning that I have been called dishonest, I have been called full of hate, and I said from here on in, I haven't made a personal attack on anyone. I made a verifiable comment regarding my friend, regarding my friends on this program. They may no longer want to take me as their friend after this. But my friend Stephen, I made a verifiable comment about him, and I now made a that is not a low job, that is not a personal attack.
Yes. But Bing.
But it's interesting though, because when they were telling me that I am full of hate and I'm this and I that, I didn't hear you tell them that they were showing low jobs.
Yeah.
But I gotta run.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Council. Guys, I do have to take a quick commercial break, okay? So please sit tight. And did Dr. Thompson make his presentation? I'm not even sure. There was so much discussion there. All right, so let's take a quick break and we'll come back with more.
Yes, the sun it hot like fire, but I still have to go try and get you when me have to do today. My friend them pan the economy, I link them up, we gonna ride up. So go look around me, say I ride cool, I play cool, I stay cool, I drink cool, my friend them Billy string them with alcohol and drink it in them with alcohol. I cool for life. I cool for life. I cool for life.
Have you ever wanted something but can't get it in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Sign up with My Box and receive a free US mailing address and shop from any website for amazing deals. With just a few clicks, I can go from whoa to wow. With great rates, shipment twice a week, hassle-free, my son can now get his PS5 really fast. We even deliver to you no matter where you live. Contact us today at 533-2501 or sign up with MyBoxShipping.com. My Box. You buy, we ship, we ship, we ship.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company. Call us today at 784-456-1821 or email us at metrosint@fintisurf.com.
Turbulent times teach us the meaning of dependence. We are all dependent on each other to see each other through these trying times. We are reminded to care. GECU introduces our Care Loan, CARE, comprehensive assistance and relief for essential workers, an offering of financial reinforcement to those who care for us. The GECU Care Loan allows for all essential healthcare workers to borrow up to $50,000 to get themselves back on a firm foundation. The GECU Care Loan offers the absolute lowest rate for consumer loans in SVG at just 8.5% and gives you the flexibility of a full 7 years to repay. For more details, visit any of our branches nationwide or our main branch in Kingstown. Your job is to take care of others. Our job is to take care of you. Offer ends June 2022. Terms and conditions apply. So come on into Geku because Geku cares for you.
The real Batman Bing, Daniel, and DJ Shady. OMG in the morning on 1069.
Manifestation, don't care where you come from, yeah. Good vibration, be a great man, don't be a waste man, yeah. One day better must come, one day better must come. One day better must come, one day better must come. I know the feeling when you're done so long, but don't you know, one day better must come, one day better must come, yeah. Look outside, you see the world is changing, but somehow for you it seems to stay the same. They say that you never make it. Keep it real, cause no man controls the time. One day better must come, one day better must come. One day better must come, one day better must come. I know the feeling when you're done so long, but don't you know, one day better must come.
OMG in the morning.
Remember that you can be a part of the evolution on air and online. Like and follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We are at Boom SVG 1069. We're also on Twitch. You can check us out at Boom 1069 SVG. All right, guys, and we're back in the discussion. Everybody good? Just say hello or hi or yes.
Yes, beautiful.
We're good.
Yes.
Okay.
Bing, I
Yes,
wonder
Doc.
if I could just come in here.
Sure.
Misinformation is killing people. And, you know, it is unfortunate that we know Jomo has a voice, he talks, and what he says will be listened to. And when he said 341 persons died from a vaccine, when in fact, and anybody could verify this, the Trinidad government has gone already. They're going to come out just to prove to Jomo and say certain things, you know. But if you check between June 8th and July 8th, exactly 341 persons died. It come over as 342, but it's 341 in terms of when they said in terms of the present. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who want this pandemic to go on. Most of us want it to end. And there's lots of reasons, financial, ideology, all sorts of reasons. Just for laugh, I'm making that point. Now, everyone also knows I'm stated as being on the COVID task force. I'm part of the COVID task force, and they have a subcommittee now on adverse reaction. And we want persons who may be having any type of adverse reaction to report to the clinic or report to their physician and so forth. If there's anything more serious, I want to tell you, sometimes it may come to persons like me to go in and do an investigation. VAS in the United States is a computerized reporting system in which anybody could call in. Doctors have to do it mandatorily for more serious cases, but then the CDC goes and does an investigation. We don't have an electronic VAS here in St. Vincent. So everything you heard me in the past is written down and any sort of, so that there are some cases that in which I have been involved in, but in fact, it's been very few because we haven't had many serious side effects. Dr. Simone Kieser, yesterday said we've not had any episode of clotting in St. Vincent. There's been the 2 episodes of certain type of reaction. But as a physician, I can't come on radio and discuss the cases. I can't go into detail. That would be breaching confidentiality just for a particular reason. So if Jomo says Thompson is running around,
That's a diversion. So people say Thompson is running around. For what reason? It's only because they may want me to be able to help explain to persons as I'm looking to explain now. You know what I mean? And so I'm proud of that. That ain't a diversion for me. I'm proud of the fact that I'm helping out the Ministry of Health in a few cases with respect to any sort of suspected adverse reaction. I want to say one person, I could say this, may have we thought it was a reaction. It turned out to be dengue. Now, what I want to point to is that the lessons learned also is that it's not what's going on in the extended clip. It's what was cut off before. The person who said Jomo clearly is a manipulated tape by having text on it. And Jomo should have recognized that. It was a manipulated tape just from having text on it. But the important thing was that a new drug has been approved. Good news for those who have to become very sick in intensive care units. And 2 drugs are not approved. One of them is being caught in a whole set of drama in terms of the medical field. Now, I read a lot of the medical journals, not just JAMA and Lancet. They are the other review articles. So I want to thank you very much in this regard.
Thank you very much, Doc. Stephen?
Bing, when Jomo was on, right, and I don't like to make references when he's not on, but he did say, I believe, and he can correct me at some point because I'm sure somebody will tell him, that he is happy with us continuing the protocols because he believes they've been quite successful, right? Because when I asked him what he suggests we do, he's saying the protocols are quite successful and we should continue those. Now, the protocols, I'm not sure what the definition of success is there. But I don't feel they may have been very successful in that we only had 12 deaths. If you regard that as a measure of success, fine. However, the statistics show that had everybody been vaccinated, we wouldn't have had any deaths with those number of cases, right? But those are statistics. My concern here, right, is that it's a health concern, but principally, Gerald is more concerned about health than I am. I am more concerned about economic well-being, right? Because I've always said, when we look at the actual death rates of COVID, Jomo is correct that they are very low, right? The reality, however, is that the economic impact is not very low. As I said here before, revenues as reported by the government declined by 25% in 1 month in January this year. Now, obviously, the issue is the government doesn't report on a breakdown of the details of their revenues as we go along during the year. So fortunately, we received other monies. We've received, grants and loans and so on to help the government fill that hole, if you like, in their finances, right? But in the interim, if we don't get back to some kind of normalcy and tourists don't start coming here again, taxi drivers are going to suffer. Cooks in hotels are going to suffer. Maids in hotels are going to suffer. It is principally poor people, I believe, who are going to suffer. And to me, that's why I keep saying, let's look at the reality of what's happening here, right? Jomo and Gerald can argue about the sciences and whatever they want to argue about and whatever. But I think we need to be honest with people and tell them straight up, guys, this is going to hurt you. Let's look at what's going on with the kids, Big. Lots of people out here have kids. Your kids have gone through almost a year and a half, where they've done very little school and where they have struggled, most of them. And I would like that to stop. The only way that I see that stopping is if we get vaccinated. Now, the reality is we could go through all the protocols again, but we shut the schools down when we had those protocols going on. Right? We shut the schools down and the kids were hurt. The kids are going to continue to be hurt if all we do is follow protocols. The only way out that I see at the current time is vaccination. And that is honestly the way I see it. So you pick what you want to do, guys, okay? You either get vaccinated and we have a chance to get back to normal, or we don't have a chance to get back to normal for a long time from what I can see. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'll be very happy to be wrong on that one. Okay.
All right, let's get some response from people. Dan, we got some people.
Yes. I saw a comment here. Okay. Someone says from our Facebook, all of a sudden the poor people is who the majority matters for. All of a sudden we became the center of attention, all because they need us so that the economy can move on. The country will open back us, so why not treat us better, seeing that we run things?
4511069. I know that there were some people who wanted to get in the
Yeah, you
conversation
can
as
give
well.
us a call if you like.
Yeah.
We have another one here. Anne Marie says anti-factors. Truth about adverse reactions to the pharmaceutical morality solution, staring them, that should be, right in their faces, and they are denying the truth. All right, we got a call here. Let me take this call. Hello, good morning.
Miss Vera, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
And Shady there too?
Yeah.
Shady is
Morning,
here.
Slider.
Good morning, so. And Mr. Joseph, good morning.
You also have Stephen and Dr. Thompson are on with us.
Oh, good day. To all. Yeah, I am listening this morning and I am of the same opinion that Jomo, that it seems as though they are only asked to be on the station in the certain mornings to bring on a mob after upon him. That is why I think there is an individual among me whose name should be changed to Delilah in Judges 16, when the Philistine could not apprehend.
All right, we can't deal with any parables this morning. Let's move on, please. Thank you very much for calling. Next caller down. Thank you. Let's move on.
Yeah, I know you can do that. I know you can do that.
Let's move on, please. Thank you.
All right, you can call us at 4511069. Let's see who we have on the line. All right, lost that person.
Parables this morning. Can't deal with that this morning. Make your point. Get straight to the point.
All right, we got another comment here on Facebook. Let me try to bring some more. Let all the mouths here answer whether they believe intentions should lose their jobs because they practice their freedom of choice on what they put in their bodies. Someone responded to that. I'm trying to find a response. I can't find it.
Can I talk about that then?
Go ahead.
Okay. Should people lose their job because they want to practice their freedom of choice, right? Let's say you own a bakery and people test positive in the bakery. And or a construction work site and a couple of people test positive and you end up having to shut down your construction site or your bakery, right? Is that right also? It's not about your freedom of choice alone. It's also not about my freedom not to be infected by an infectious disease that you are carrying. This is my freedom also. As an employer, I have a right to have a safe workplace for my staff and my customers. That is also correct. So let's not make it as simplistic as it is. This is not just about you. It is about the customers. It is about the rest of us. Okay? So in my view, the legalities will be decided at some point. Several countries have made taking vaccines mandatory in certain areas. France just did it. There's a big thing in France about it, and I sent you guys some of the clips on that, right? So let's not make it simplistic about it's a simple choice. Your choice affects me. Your choice affects my business and whether I can pay my other staff or not, right? So at some point, my personal view is that at some point the government will have to make a decision about whether whether employers can make vaccines mandatory or not, and we'll find out what the government says at some point.
All right, we have a call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hi, Daniel. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Weeks.
Stephen.
Good morning, Mr. Weeks.
I say good morning. Stephen, continue, please.
No, Mr. Weeks, that was really my main thing. And at some point, I think the government has to make a decision because I continue to maintain this is not a personal choice. It cannot be a personal choice for you to take an infectious disease and pass it to somebody else. That is my opinion. There is a reason that vaccines are required in schools. before kids go to school. Vaccines are mandatory in many areas and in many fields. If I go to South America, I have to take a yellow fever vaccine, right? So let's not sit around and pretend it's just about your freedom and your choice. We give up a lot of freedoms in our society. I'll defer to you guys.
Caller?
Bing, we call him call.
Good morning.
Morning, Bing.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Weeks. Sorry.
Morning. Freedoms and rights don't go one way now. The employer, they have freedoms and they have rights too. They invest their money. They make their living from that investment. In the case of Mystique Company, if it wasn't for Mystique Company that brought in quite a few millions of dollars earlier in this year, and these are dollars that come in as foreign currency, this country would have been in dire straits. Because of the protocols that were in place since last year, the $2.2 billion worth of production, that is the GDP that normally takes place here on an annual basis, has not been taking place. And therefore the 24, 25, 26% of that goes to the government to do a host of things, including providing healthcare and so forth, would not have been available to the government. And those who insist that they must have the rights and the freedom would have been without those government services. I want to speak specifically to the point that Jomo continues to make about the protocols and how well they are working. These protocols are working well at the expense of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, at the expense of the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Well said.
Our children have lost, practically speaking, 2 years of their education, and importantly, their socialization. It's not just the formal education they're losing. They're losing that opportunity to socialize with their peers and with their teachers and to be exposed to all sorts of good things in the school system. They have lost that. And during that period, they have grown 2 years older. It is hardly likely they will get that opportunity to regain what they have lost in those 2 years. Because we note in the system that these children are pushed forward. So the ones that were in grade 1, when this thing started, many of them are going to be in grade 3 or in the next school year. They would have lost all that people normally gain in grade 2. That is significant. The van owners, they're losing. For how long now? You have had them operating at less than maximum capacity. They complained before COVID that they were not making much from the operation. Yet, we have to force them to operate below capacity. And we can go on and on and on and list what we are losing as a society. The thing started as a health, and primarily the base is health. But it has other other consequences, including social and economic. And those of us that it is not affecting in terms of the health, it is going to affect us economically and socially. So those who want to exercise their rights, that's why I'm advocating. Just open up the country. Do like England. Remove all demands for social distancing. Remove all demands for wearing of masks. And let's see what happens. Let us see what would happen.
Yep.
Well, oh boy.
Yep, that's my position too, Mr. Weeks. I agree with you.
This country, guys, have invested between 2005, 2006, and 2010, $22 million from the World Bank. There were more to it, but I'm speaking about the portion that came from the World Bank in the fight against HIV/AIDS. $22 million invested in the fight against HIV/AIDS, and to some extent, that is significantly resulting in some of the success that people like Jomo is talking about today. And what is that? We have a good system of epidemiology. Very good. We have a good system of contact tracing. And that is what is keeping us from persons dying. Because persons are traced, identified, and made aware that they have the virus. So they do not deteriorate into the state where they have to be hospitalized. And that is what is working for us. But we can't go on forever in this thing. I know what is happening. You see, the right-wing institutions in this world, they have a particular way of operating. And they target certain persons. And I don't know that Jomo understands that he has now become a tool of those people. So much so that Jomo, as a journalist, he brags that he has training in journalism. He's a lawyer. Will take 30 seconds of a press conference and send it to a radio station. Send it to the host of a radio station. And now telling us that he did not expect you to play it. I mean, how can you in 30 seconds make the point that you're making? Jomo, as a journalist, will know that if there were 341 deaths in Trinidad or any of these countries from vaccines, that the world would have descended on us. WHO would have been here. Everyone would have been here trying to study what really took place. The vaccine program around the world would have closed. Jomo must know that. Trinidad started the vaccination process in earnest very late. And therefore, they had to review the cases. And Dr. Thompson is right. In every profession, in the jargon that's used, and the way that person speaks. The doctor said she's going to speak about vaccines and mortality. She could have said, I'm going to speak about vaccines and I'm going to speak about mortality. They're two different subjects, related, but different. And that's what she did. If you listen to the press conference, you would know that's what she did. She spoke about vaccines, how good they are, and encouraged people to take them when they become available because Trinidad still have a shortage of vaccines. And then she spoke about mortality. The 341 deaths that were recorded, that were associated with COVID-19. As is done in many other countries. There's a review that takes place of each of these files to properly classify them. And you know that you're wrong. Dr. Malcolm Samuel, one of the leading surgeons that we produce in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, vast experience in the United States, now operating in Trinidad, served here for a while, came on this radio station and say that Jomo interpretation is wrong. And Jomo would leave the public thinking that there's a possibility that he is right. We have to do better than this, man.
All right, anybody wants to respond?
Steve, are you willing? I think that Lansford hit some very important point there. Stephen may be right. I am maybe a little bit more medically oriented, but I believe these things have impact on the economy. There's no doubt. There are patients who need pap smears. There are patients who need other kind of tests and follow up with their doctors. Have been taken care of online and so forth, and they're not getting the things. All these impacts are there. There's this whole psychological effect of people who have stayed in their homes afraid to come out. But I want to say protocol also involves testing. And what upset me first was Jomo's assertion to the unions, don't allow testing. And that he may not have said it in those framework, but that was the impression that was given over. And that there was a significant drop in the amount of testing done here in St. Louis. A lot of work has been done to try and build that back up. Because if we don't test, we can't know. And that's all part of the contact tracing process, this great contact tracing process that Mr. Weeks has been talking about. But, you know, I want to say it's not just about the employer to the employee. It's also about employee to employee, staff member to staff member. If somebody is infected and isn't taking care of the protocols, refuses to put on masks, refuses to do this, refuses to get vaccinated, they're also at risk to me, especially if they are doing activities that can bring about infections. If they go into mass events, if they go into all sorts of things, and they're coming back and they still want to shake my hand, they still want to touch the things that I'm going to touch, they still want to interact with me, and I can't do anything about it, they eventually could infect another employee who's unvaccinated, or that 5% of persons who are vaccinated who could still become infected. They could eventually still infect you, Bing, and Stephen, and myself. So it's important that employee. But I want to say that we really don't want to become like going in the direction of BVI. 3 weeks, massive growth in cases, 17 deaths. There are lines in BVI now, drive through for vaccination, that are going back for miles, I understand. Pictures are being shown. Why does it have to take for death to make people run to do things? That's what happened in a number of other islands. And so I want to say that we don't have to wait until a whole set of deaths for everybody to run. We now have Sputnik. We still have AstraZeneca. Hopefully we'll have Pfizer soon. You will have the choice. And I agree, we have to do a lot more education on this. But Jomo and others, they're still able to convince people, don't take the vaccine. I want to appeal to those people. Everybody who's vaccinated, please find 2 persons who are not vaccinated and try and convince them, please. Let us try and go with this.
Stephen, let's wrap up. Go ahead. When you're wrapping up.
Yeah, I want to thank Mr. Weeks for his points, please, and particularly, you know, we keep ignoring. We talk about the kids for a second and then we turn away. The real damage that's going on with the current situation is with the kids. You know, yeah, we will have economic damage. Yes, people will lose jobs. Yes, people are not getting the income they used to. But these kids, and particularly poor people kids, we are sacrificing them at the altar of our own agendas and whatever we wish to believe. And it's really tough to come on here every day and feel like we have to fight and be at war with each other. You know, Jomo and I have been friends for a long time. I continue to hopefully regard him as a friend. And we will disagree and we will cuss. And it's sad that we have resorted to where we reached this morning. And hopefully we won't have to do that again. And guys, it is what it is. Thank you again, and you all take care.
Mr. Weeks, let's wrap up, please. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Doctor, are we wrapping up with Dr. Thompson as well?
Yeah, he did it already. Yeah, Mr. Weeks is there.
No, it dropped out.
Oh, dropped out. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Let's go to the top and come back on the other side. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Okay, bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
We serving you up the #1 morning show in SVG. OMG in the morning with the real Batman Bing, Daniil, and DJ Shady. OMG in the morning.
Nothing drives me crazy like when I'm in a party and see a boozy. Especially when the lady is looking hot and sexy and the boozy heavy. Oh, oh. Well, all kind of crazy things come in my mind. Makes me feel so good I want to whine. When I stand up there and see them look so fine, they make me rant and wail and get on that all night. I'm a boomsy man. I love to whine and a boomsy. I love when they push it back. I love when they break and roll it. Rhythm, DJ. Whoa, hey, hey. Nothing drives me crazy like when I'm in a party and see a boozy. Especially when the lady is looking hot and sexy and the boozy heavy. Oh, oh. Well, all kind of crazy things come in my mind. Makes me feel so good I want to whine. When I stand up there and see them look so fine, they make me rant and wail and get on that all night. I'm a boomsy man. I love to whine and a boomsy. I love when they push it back. I love when they shake and roll it. I'm a boomsy man. I love to whine and a boomsy. Even if I'm big and fat, I don't mind. I want to hold it. Wine up time. Oh, I'm feeling the wine. Let me see wine. Oh. Let the music play and make everybody happy. Come on, come on. Jam it right away, I need it, I'm in a hurry. Come on, come on. Right now I want to hear sweet music in the air. What you waiting for? Turn it up some more. Jump and scream, wine and let go. The party hot and swinging, wine and let go. Jump and scream, wine and let go. I want everybody singing, wine and let go. You're feeling to jump and prance, wine and let go. Get up and now we dance, wine and let go. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm feeling the wine. Oh, hear the people calling, they're feeling the jam. Come on, come on. Tell me why you stalling, Mr. DJ Man. Come on, come on. I know you have the power. Come on and jam the soca, turn the music on. Time already gone. Jump and scream, wine and let go. The party hot and swinging, wine and let go. Jump and scream, wine and let go. I want everybody singing, wine and let go. You're feeling the jump and prance, wine and let go. Get up and now we dance, wine and let go. Oh, you're feeling the jam. like some soca tonight. Down the music. Raise your hands if you're feeling happy. Raise your hands if you're feeling nice. Tonight, nobody goes stop me. Just don't even bother to try. Cause we sweating, we sweating. Everybody jumping high, everybody going wild. Everybody join the party, get on my seat. I don't give a damn if you're crazy. Nothing but soca tonight in the party. We just want to carry on. We just want to be fun. As long as the music is right in the party, we went into the ground, but until we done. Everybody feeling irie. We want one more. We want one more. We want one more for the road. All we want is soca tonight. Nothing but soca.
OMG in the morning.
Shady. Just let the 24 more come, Shady. Let go back again. Let go back at it again, Shady. Let go back at it again, Shady. Come, let go. Bring some more Shady with. Bring some more so Shady. Let go. Bring some more. Carnival this year going to be better, going to be bigger, going to be sweeter. It's time we make this festival better. Too much law and order, making we suffer. I have a plan. Let them just play the music till morning. Too much warning. Just tell the man when Monday and Tuesday come in laughing. Trouble when we pass. We want longer jamming. Leave the band them on the road until midnight. We want longer jamming. We want to be going home feeling alright. We want more time to jam. Yeah, we more time to jam. We want more time to jam. Plenty more time to jam. Standing around, just doing nothing, it's too much frustration. We come here for fun, the music keep on stopping, so we can't have none. Light up the band, we want to jam. We tired of hearing excuses. That's not the plan, tell all the musicians. The one that can't play the music.
Set it off before we lose control. We don't want to wait no more. Set it off. The party is gone to action. How we can get in motion. Set it off. We waiting for one whole hour. You better turn on the power. The tension getting higher. Everyone going wild. Set it off. Set it off. We come to rule. I come to rule. Making a big fight for nothing. For nothing. I said, baby, take it light. You forget your pressure high from fussing. From fussing. She said, no, no, no. I know what you want. Darling, you won't get it from me. You don't have no self-control. You don't give a damn how I feel. You know I'm feeling good. She said, oh, nothing like it.
OMG in the morning.
Very, very, very nice little set there. Thank you, Shady. Thank you so much. We enjoyed it. You enjoyed it, Bing?
Yeah, oh my! Listen, I was on the phone a while ago with a friend of mine from Trinidad. Well, he's a very big promoter in Trinidad. His name is Cliff Harris, and he was listening this morning because of the Winston Soso thing, and he told me that a number of times he brought Soso to perform, and he said that there was a year in that Soso created a major controversy in Trinidad, in that Soso was the very first person to have almost won road match who's non-Trinidad.
Wow.
And he said that created a massive stir in Trinidad. and the song that he wanted was Panyard Jam, right? Because the major bands, the big bands, played that song
Mm-hmm.
in Trinidad and Panorama. You know, Panorama in Trinidad is a massive thing, right? So a number of bands played it, and it was played on the road as well too. So almost one road march, and that song created a big stir, and that was Soso's introduction to Trinidad. Shady, before we done, I know you want to bring your thing stuff, but let me get the Panyard, Shady, please, before
All
we
right.
go.
Shady,
For my
you
buddy
gotta.
who's listening in Trinidad at this moment. Bring it, Shady, bring it.
You get in with love. You say I'm giving women money. It's come as you want. But no one to make you sorry. That day your woman run away and you couldn't find she. That day you heard the neighbor say she could have plenty. It's me who had your woman down in the backyard. You get in with love. You say I'm giving women money. It's come as you want. But no one to make you sorry. That day your woman run away and you couldn't find she. That day you heard the neighbor say she could have plenty. It's me who had your woman down in the backyard. It's me who had she shouting honey jam hard. It's me who had your woman down in the backyard. It's me she was telling her I want it so bad. Good Lord, it's come as you want. You drink and you drunk, and you come home late at night. You never was wrong, and you always make she cry. So when she wanted to comfort, you come to me, and I'm more than willing to give she all I've got. So I get to be she man till morning. It's me who had the woman down in the backyard. Yes, it's me who had she shouting honey jam hard. It's me who had your woman down in the backyard. It's me she was telling her I want it so bad.
All right, another big hit from Winston Soso as we remember him this morning.
And I wonder if he was ever made a cultural ambassador.
I'm not sure. Bing, don't start.
No.
Bing, don't start. I'll do it tomorrow. Not today.
Tomorrow. Okay, all right, cool. Okay.
Not today. Okay? Can I just get through these messages
Yeah,
first
yeah,
before
yeah,
you
please.
start? All right, so line up for these exciting offers from the East Caribbean group of companies, Nuts and Ram. Get a pack of nuts with your purchase of 4 Village Ram and buy 5 and get 1 free Island Sips. Buy 5 bottles of Island Sips, 350 milliliter water, and get 1 free. Offers available in selected supermarkets while stocks last. Village Ram, not for lambs, Island Sips, beyond water. And one more time, I gotta let you know what you can get at District Stairs. You can get your high quality engineered hardwood flooring, luxury planks, laminate flooring, a wide assortment of stylish trims, your wall floor tiles, and tiling related products. Everything you need to make your staircase a centerpiece. Important to remember that they are offering free shipping to St. Vincent during the month of August, so you definitely want to contact them today on WhatsApp at 289-200-7649. You can check out their website, districtstairs.com, or check them out on Facebook, District Stairs. We have a voice note here, Bing. I want to play it, okay?
Sure, sure.
All right.
I am just going to add my 2 bits to this conversation. One is I'm a bit disappointed that grown men can't have a discussion without we having threats of lawyers being involved, etc. Things are going to be said that are not pleasant, but we need to be a bit more mature about this discussion. My other point is Stephen Joachim, there is no normal to return to. We need to return to a state of stability, and we don't have that yet because COVID-19 is going to be with us forever, and it is how we adapt and how we live to that. At the moment, the tools we have in the box are more towards mitigating, which is the vaccine, as opposed to therapeutic, which is dexamethasone and invaclusimab, which is an immune modulator. Those are the things that we have in place. I think Gerald is failing in trying to get this message over to people because he's going off into these strange things about what QAnon says and what about ivermectin, etc., and not dealing with people. Vaccines have side effects. Drugs have side effects. The thing about it, if you go to the doctor and he prescribes you a tablet and you go home and you take the tablet and you drop dead after, is it the tablet you took that killed you or that you would have died anyway? And I'm not saying that to exclude the fact that we have had deaths from the vaccine, but these are extremely rare and much rarer than the fact that if you die by getting the disease.
Interesting.
Yes.
However, he mentioned the issue of not getting along with the panel. But I like it when the cousin fight up,
You see, you like too much drama.
I love the bacchanal. I wish I could do it every day. I love it.
No, you love too much drama. I have another voice note here. Let me play it quickly.
Here is another profoundly sad statistic. I was reading the other day about suicide rates in the United States. And in 2019, I think we had about 72,000. In 2020, we had about 93,000. And the experts who studied this sort of thing have come to the conclusion that the uptick in the amount of suicide in 2020 was partly due to the shutdown, where people were expected to stay at homes, the kind of interactive treatments that were available for people who had mental issues and so on and so forth were not as readily available because COVID-19 became a priority.
All
and
right.
so
Oh, I thought that
when we are
finished.
debating vaccinations versus vaccine hesitancy, we have to take all of this reality into consideration, that if we let COVID-19 continue, it it has and it would continue to deleteriously affect our populations in many ways.
And Bing, we have someone here on WhatsApp saying that yes, Soso was a cultural ambassador.
Yes, I just got that. Along with
You got that,
Beckett
right?
Beckett and Torture, or thank you.
You're,
You know,
you're breaking up. We have a
along,
call.
I don't know. I think the internet. Where did you call?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Daddy. Good
Morning.
morning to you, the bad man Bing. But good morning.
Morning, still morning.
Yeah, I did, my brother, I did. So, I am telling you, I enjoy listening to Jomo in the morning. Jomo gives me a reason to want to listen in the morning. And I would never like to see Jomo depart because, of course, insensitivity in wanting to label him with any name, okay? That's all I got to say that.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
That's all I got to say that, okay? No. I hear everybody talking and it's just the caller before that who voice mail, I think, voice message that jogs my memory because I always say when to do it and it's always fun evaded and remind me that some persons are saying that you go to a doctor prescribes medication and some of these medications even has side effects that they can even cause death. If for some reason I go to a doctor, Dr. Morika, that is my medical doctor, and he prescribes for me a medication that my body is not reacting to, I could just halt it. That's it. To them way. Flush them down the toilet. But when those people take that needle and pump that medication, whatever they pump in my days, what they're going to do? Let the suction hose and stuff back out of my body. So, that's the reason why persons are so hesitant to take in information. Because when you go into your body, you can't take it back out. I can ask them to stop taking it, like I do with some tablets, even medication that is bottle. You could stop taking that too. But when you put that in your body, thing, and then you have the rest of the thing in you, that's it. Your body starts to react. Because the you can't put it back out, it's on there already. So that's the reason why that we are supposed to give people more time. Let people do it on their own pace. I know that we are saying that economy is hurting, but who are the economy really hurting for? There are some of us who have been suffering for years now. The people like me who have been suffering, I just continue to suffer and let persons take the time. If like you really think, I don't know if you ever met that. You met a young lady who never really had sex before, and she gonna tell you, I don't want to get pregnant, and I don't want, and she gonna give you all, and you have to fight your way out to tell her, okay, then no. You don't have to be worried. If you get pregnant, I will take it to find the child. I will do everything.
I think he dropped out there.
With the vaccine, we have some people who making the vaccine who don't want to take on no responsibility or whatsoever. What they want to tell is good. Come on, man. We other people have too much empathy and realize that they are dealing with human beings. One person go in the body that can't come back out. So please, don't compare to the medication that a medical doctor medication do in terms of that you adding stuff to 2 or 3 times a day or 1 time a day and compare that. Because if it's that, you can't stop the vaccine and done it.
Thank you, Modi.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, one more call.
Call.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Marlon.
Shady.
Hey, Marlon.
Listen, I like this social lineup this morning. I think first I want to convey my condolences to the family, the friends, fans of the venerable, the legend, Winston Soso Golden Voice, the Rolls Royce of Calypso. I was a young boy when, my sisters and their friends and so on, when the big people used to, be celebrating, be cheering whenever he came on, so he would indeed be missed. And I wish that the young bands would take a leaf from the example of people like Soso and some of the other really truly uh, cultural geniuses. They knew how to compose, they knew how to present songs tastefully, songs that you could sing to the night it was performed and days and weeks after. Okay, so my condolences and great respects there. He unleashed the treasure from his bosom. Now, onto the vaccine issue. I really would like to repeat that it's important that we take care of ourselves, and it's very important that we listen to the experts. The experts are the people who studied and who work in the medical field and who know more than the non-experts. That's important. If you look around the world, there were 4 million people who died from the COVID-19 virus. I don't know that a few hundred or a few thousand have died from the vaccine. I don't know that. But what I do know is that in America alone, about 170 million Americans have been vaccinated. In India alone, about 500 million Indians have been vaccinated. In Canada, about 25 million Canadians got the first dose of the vaccine. More than 50% or more than 50 million are fully vaccinated. In China, about 300 million Chinese have been vaccinated. Around the world, over 1,000 million people have already been vaccinated. And we're still standing. Okay? I am still standing. And I chose to take my chance with the jab than to take my chance with the COVID-19 virus. Could I still get ill? Of course I can. But would I still be ferociously ill if I got the virus? No. Am I likely to end up on a hospital bed with a tube stuck up my throat, gasping for air, gasping to breathe, gasping to stay alive? No, that's unlikely to happen. And presently, the number is rising again in the U.S., and that is among the unvaccinated. Those of us who have been vaccinated are very unlikely to become ill from COVID and to die from COVID. And it's very unfortunate that in a small country like St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have this high rate of hesitancy.
You gotta wrap it up, Echo. Doc,
We
this is
do, and I have some
among,
ads that I need to tend to.
among our population. And let me say this before I go. There comes a time when we have to consider whether we should be entertaining people simply because it's their right to speak, while at the same time they put people's lives at risk.
All right, thanks, Marlon.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to jump out, do a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Dr. Richards.
If you have thought and you debated about getting vaccinated, thinking should you do it? Now's a great time to get to it, cause if you choose to get the shot, we're gonna thank you quite a lot with a $50 gift card for topping up your phone and helping to make Vinci a COVID-free zone. Yes, a $50 thank you if you decide on vaccination. Go to grenadinesinitiative.org for information. That's grenadinesinitiative.org. Thanks.
The National Lotteries Authority introduces the Lotto app for all Android and iPhones. Your free download available at nlasvg.com. Whether at home, work, or simply having fun, get all NLA game results at your fingertips. View all draws of the National Lotteries Authority on your handset or tablet with the user-friendly Lotto app. Download today at nlasvg.com. The Lotto app.
Greetings, this is your boy Luther, the crowd motivator. I just like you to know that during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, we had to let go some things. You see the handshaking? We had to let go that thing. Mass gathering, we had to let go that thing. Partying, all the clubbing, we had to let go that thing. Crowd of man by the bar drinking, boys on the block liming, we had to let go that thing. The overseas traveling, yeah man, let go that thing. Public coughing and sneezing without protecting, yeah man, let go that thing. But you know we can't let go everything, we must keep something. So the hand sanitizing, you gotta keep that thing. Social distancing, you gotta keep that thing. Boosting your immune system, top up on your vitamin, yes, keep that thing. But in all this, don't forget the Almighty King, because He is the ruler over everything. So go on your knees, pray and sing and stop panicking. Be safe out there, everyone.
This PSA is coming to you with the kind compliments of General Hardware.
Have you ever wanted something but can't get it in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Sign up with My Box and receive a free US mailing address and shop from any website for amazing deals. With just a few clicks, I can go from whoa to wow. With great rates, shipments twice a week, hassle-free, my son can now get his PS5 really fast. We even deliver to you no matter where you live. Contact us today at 533-2501 or sign up with myboxshipping.com. My Box. You buy, we ship, we ship, we ship.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
All right, so we're going to wait on our call from Dr. Richards. He should be joining us anytime now. He's normally, we're late for him today. Hopefully he will forgive us for that. It's all Bing's fault.
I take it.
Let's see if he's here with us. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Good morning, Bing. Good morning,
Good morning, Pastor.
Before you get started, I have a question. You know that piece of road above you coming down by CWSA?
Yes, sir.
Could you find some time and go up there and sprinkle some holy water in the road up there for me, please?
A lot of it.
Please, I'm begging you.
Road in a little bit, okay? I think I'll comment on that in just a little bit. I trust that Mario is okay?
Yeah, Mario's taking a little leave, vacation leave time off.
Just trust that he's okay. Well-deserved break.
If you ain't on holy water, could you just go up there and pray in the road up there for me, please?
Okay, Bing.
Thank you.
Threw me off a little bit there. I'm thinking about the road now, but okay. We talked a little bit about Winston. So I just learned that he actually that was not really his legal name. It's amazing. Also, Dr. Kenneth John. I think his funeral is going to be on Tuesday. Two very well-known Vincentians. And thinking about them, I got to thinking, what would your legacy be? Your contribution and how you impact people. Sometimes it's because you're altruistic and you give a lot to different causes. And there's some people like that. I can name a few who in St. Vincent who continually well, they have been blessed first, but then they're blessing others with their money. They're not storing it all up, but they're, not necessarily in Bill Gates style, but they are really helping where there's a need. And so I don't know that so Dr. John, did a whole lot of that I'm aware of, but I mean, them guys, some people leave a legacy because of their community involvement. Again, I can name people right now, either who have passed or who are still living, who their community, they're not rich, they're not all that famous in terms of having a fan base, but what they're doing in their community is leaving quite an impact. There's some people I know that they're building a legacy because of their environmental crusade. And that's a rare group of people who do that. So they're in a special class by themselves. And then other people just do it just because they're at the top of their game. I wasn't the big, okay, you understand that I like soca, but because of my calling, I don't really, follow it up a lot. But I liked so not so much for the lyrical content, but for the quality of his voice. I mean, he and Rassam, I thought, have produced of the best voices in that art form. I'm not throwing shades at my friend Luther, stuff like that, but I mean, for a guy in music, which I've been in music for some time, I think their voices, and they were at the top of their game where that is concerned. So I just used the moment of his passing, condolences to the family, but to say that it's a challenge. Be at the top of your game, even if you don't have the wall of money to give out, even if you're not involved in community stuff. If you're a sportsman, be the best sportsman you can be. If you're a writer, be the best writer you can be. If you're a radio announcer, be the best you can be. You are leaving a legacy because people at the top of their game attract attention, attract notice, and you can use that as a platform for other things, and just continue to be at the top of your game. On the matter of the road, over the past couple of weeks, there have been quite a number of accidents there, and I am beginning to wonder if it is a matter of road design. Now, I am obviously not a civil engineer, but I know road design is something that is given a lot of consideration in certain other countries because you want to minimize liability being for accidents. In more litigious societies, if the accident is as a result of road design, then big money will, have to transfer hands. And so road design is such that, and civil engineers who are listening to me know that I'm on the money in this. You might know the specifics, but I'm on the money. Road design is a critical component of either causing accidents or diminishing accidents. I want people to hear that. There's a reason why certain sections of roadway here in St. Vincent have a higher rate of accidents than other sections of roadway. And there's a high possibility that it has to do with road design. One of the most famous, I think, was I don't know what it is around this church, but just right down the road there, so where Nemo is, at that corner, right across from Dr. Jared Thompson knows what I'm talking about. And my office was right there in his building. So we know this for a fact, that there just almost weekly there would be an accident there. And that can't all be bad driving. So they tried to change up the road design and put in what is around, and that became even more confusing. On Sunday morning, for example, I saw another accident there. There's no arrows or direction or whatever at that little mini thing that they put in there. And it is a very confusing thing, especially for somebody who doesn't travel there very often. It's another accident waiting to happen, road design. But there's another component to road accidents, which would be individual responsibility. I'm not absolving road design. That's a big player. before I go to individual responsibility, truth be told, we don't have much option when it comes to road design here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Daniel. We build the roads by default where the little piece of land is available. The embankment going down Leeward, all of that. I mean, in a different place, those roads ought not to be. But how else are you going to get to North Leeward? Where are you going to put the road? You have to, even if it is poor road design, and even if it's not the most ideal place, and even if it's going to be accident prone, you have to build the road there and trust the driver's responsibility, which is the second factor. And irresponsibility or the responsibility of the drivers also play a role. If you are on a bad road or a road like we have out at Ratamill there, and the road design, the what's that manhole cover there that's in the road.
Yeah.
And when it gets really slick, if you're coming around that corner, you're going to put your foot on the brake. Everybody, that's a reflex action. You will put your foot on the brake, and as you start to go around the corner, as you put your foot on the brake, it hits that manhole cover, which doesn't give you much traction. And even if you're not speeding, it throws you way off. And when you try to self-correct, it is going to get you in an accident. So what I do, knowing where the manhole is, I start braking way before, and that way, when I hit the manhole, the wheel is not the anti-lock system on the brake. You know how that works. It's not going to put me in jeopardy. So that's responsible driving. One of the best things that ever happened to me, I hope many, many drivers are listening to me. One of the best things that ever happened to me some time ago while I was in Texas, I got a moving violation. And driving, I got a moving violation. And so you pay higher, oh gosh. You pay higher sums for the moving violation, but I got the option when I got the ticket. I got the option of taking what is called defensive driving, so that I don't have to pay the ticket. And wanting to save money in my pocket for other reasons, I took defensive driving. I took a course. The public safety division offered a course in defensive driving, and I took that course, and it really opened my eyes as to some of the hazards that are there, even on very good roads, that if you don't drive defensively, you're going to get in an accident. It takes two persons anyway to get in an accident. I'm not referring to yesterday. It takes two generally to get in an accident. So even if you're doing the right things, Daniel, driving the best you can, I mean, you still have to watch out for some guy out there, girl, who is not necessarily doing the right thing. So you have to always drive defensively to avoid accidents. So those are the two things I'm wanting to talk about. I don't know that we can do much about road designs. They are what they are in St. Vincent. The roads are where they can be put, and therefore you can dot the I's and cross the T to minimize road, the hazard there. So it's upon us, and we are not going to sue the government or Brax or whoever does roads. We are not going to sue them when road design causes accident. Road designs can cause accident, but we're not going to sue. So all we have to do is to drive carefully on these roads that don't have optimal design. Let me shift to something, Daniel. I heard some truth, and I heard some honesty on the radio program this morning that I want to applaud. By the way, somebody messaged me and told me that there was a little bit of a heated portion which I missed. So, but what I want to applaud is something I've been advising. Now, I'm not an advisor to the government, obviously not, or to the people who are pushing the vaccine, but there are things I've noted, and I've tried to subtly, in a very subtle, kind of not underhand, but kind of covert manner, drop some hints and advice. And I think this morning was very revealing that I heard some honesty, because one of the things I've been saying, if you're going to fight this vaccine battle on the matter of health, this sounds ironic, but you'll lose. You're going to have a stronger pushback, because the rhetoric out there This health thing is hotly debated. That's where all of the conspiracy theories and the anti-conspiracy theories, because it's done on both sides. That's where the debate and the pushback and the entrenchment in position, that it becomes almost intractable. That's where the hot debates are taking place, and the people become solidified, calcified in where they're going to stand. You're not moving me. Very debatable, the matter of health. So if you're trying to win this vaccine war on the matter of health, I have said again, in a subtle way, that argument needs to recede. And the two arguments that I heard this morning, which was a good dose of honesty and truth, came at the latter part of your program. The matter of the social impact, undeniable, undebatable. You win that if you keep highlighting the social impact, the economic impact. Undeniable. That's not where the conspiracy theories and the pushback, that's not where it is. So you win people over when you really show them vividly the devastating social impact and the devastating economic impact. I know that we thought that we want to push this on the basis of health, but I said a long time ago that took a back seat. Months I said that took a back seat to economics. But people were feeling it was kind of bad. I think your father-in-law was the first one that came out and really said, look, hotels are suffering, this suffering, that suffering. And he's like, this is a matter of economics. I know the pushback there. I myself said he's making the shift from health and is very bluntly saying I am not making this argument on the matter of health today. I am making this argument on the matter of economics. And that doesn't sound so kosher and it doesn't go down well, but that is the reality. And I think that there is not going to be much of a debate if we push the argument from the social impact angle and the economic impact angle. One last thing I want to say, because I know I'm about to say, but I have to say this, right? I think that failure to concede that you have made an error can be deliberately misleading and can damage your credibility. When an error is clearly made, if you can't just simply say, yeah, boy, that was an error. And if you entrench yourself in your position and fight ferociously, vociferously, and just refuse to admit what is staring you in the face, people out there with sense will be like, really? And it will damage your credibility. I think actually it ups your credibility if when you make an error and, boy, nah, I got that one wrong, you just come right out. And by the way, I said this last week, but I will say it again because every time it happens, I will say it again. If you're making an error, admit you're making an error. Because if you don't do that, the only conclusion is that, boy, you're trying to be deliberately misleading. And that will damage your credibility. Bing, and I have to say this to you too, though. A corollary to that is when people fail to admit that somebody else on the other side is making a valid observation. Being if you and I are in a debate or discussion, and I have one point I'm entrenched in, and you have one point you're entrenched in, it doesn't damage me that much if you make a valid contribution to support your point that I acknowledge here, being you are right. Last week, you and I were having a discussion, and I actually was trying to be helpful to the whole situation with the vaccine. And you and I were having it, and I said, Bing, there are three hurdles that the vaccine drive will have to overcome. And I listened where you said, well, what they are, we don't tell me. So I told you what they were. Oh, that there were some people who are concerned about the fact that, you don't have the final full authorization. The indemnity issue I mentioned, and the trust issue where they said, look, we lie to you for your own good, and which is everybody know that people in authority lie to us for their own good. Even the famous movie You Can't Handle the Truth, A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson, Colonel Jessup said, look, you can't. I mean, we have to know certain things and do certain things, and we do it for your good. So it creates a trust issue. But when I was debating all of these, especially the full authorization factor, Bing, you kept pushing back. But I mean, I'm like, why is Bing doing this? And it makes me think that when you've become so wanting something to go through, that even when a valid observation is made, that might clear up a hurdle. You're not willing to hear anything to the contrary of what you're pushing. I am just saying there needs to be a little bit more openness. Too much entrenchment, too much defensiveness, and not willing to concede when you're making an error, or not willing to admit when somebody is making a good point. It is damaging the argument on both sides. That's all I have to say today.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Pastor.
Have yourself a good day today, okay?
You left before you got to say that. All right, Bing, I know you probably want to say some stuff to wrap up.
Yeah, I want to just say thank you very much to all, as per usual. Gary Palmer, who came in this morning. Honest thanks to Max, whose session that was. And plus, he gave me Gary's number and led me on to him. So I want to thank Gary. Gary, you know these, and Dan, you will know about these people who are late nighters, not morning people. And they normally say most people in the music industry, they are not morning people because they're up late in the night. And you saw Gary called in from his studio, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And when I made contact with him, I said about 7:15. He said 7:15. In other words, he's not used to be up at that time.
Exactly.
In the studio.
That's bedtime.
Yeah, he's in the studio working all night, and but he made the sacrifice, and I want to thank him. He gave a lot of information which I did not know at all about Winston Susso. Did he say he was an opera singer? He said that Winston was a opera or solo. But some singer, he said that Father Campbell had organized this show, and Winston Susso participated, and he did. Was it opera? But you know that Winston Susso's real name, never knew that. Never knew that Winston Susso was a tailor by profession.
Never knew that.
Other than being a musician, I never knew that his exploits were in tailoring. I never knew that there was a band before Climax that Winston Susso was involved in. I personally learned a lot about the life. Yeah, about the life of Winston Susso as well too. So thank you very much, Gary, and thank you, Max, for that suggestion of getting Gary to do that segment with regards to Winston Susso. And of course, the usual suspects with the bacchanal. Comes to Joe Thomas, the Cuban Cutlers, and we need to find a name for Dr. Thomas there.
I'm sure you can ask Facebook and they will have a lot of suggestions.
You will have a lot of, yeah.
Lots of suggestions.
Yeah. You know, I enjoy that segment in the morning. You know, these guys, they cuss one another thing and then go up to Flow Wine Bar lunchtime. You just come up there. Yeah, don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked into them. They cussing one another on here. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Right? Go up to Flow Wine Bar at lunchtime.
They're all friends behind the scenes.
Yeah. You're gonna see the Cutlass, Garcia, Jomo, Zita. Yeah, you can see them all up there. And Dr. Thomas will be there from time to time too. You see them all
But
up.
not
So
you.
me, I don't leave my house. You know that I don't leave my house. Me,
Better not.
can't get damaged. I can't get caught in the crossfire from home here. You know what I mean? So,
So tomorrow, you be with us tomorrow?
If they will be with us tomorrow?
Will you be with us tomorrow?
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
I'm here every day except Fridays, of course.
Okay,
What do you kind of question is that?
I find you need to come Fridays, but you know.
No.
I'll start to twist your arm a little bit. Yeah. Mario is not here. This is different.
You guys made that. That was you guys' suggestion. That I have a suggestion for Friday though. for an artist for Friday, if you'd allow me. So, Dexter also being called. Oh, come on, wait for it. Dexter, give me a chance.
You're distracted.
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at the live. That's why. Yeah. I have a suggestion for Friday. So it was a great program. I was a bit I had concerns about this morning. I don't know if you had that Dan. Because Shady was going to be the man who operated the switching thing and I don't have confidence in Shady.
He did a great job. Really? Good job to my DJ. He was good. He was good. He was really good. He was on point.
Dan, I'll 12 o'clock last night, you man calling me either.
For what? You should have turned your phone off.
I don't trust Shady. I don't have confidence in him. He minding an Indian baby. I don't have confidence in the body minding an Indian baby. That ain't his.
No. You did a fantastic job. And don't harass my DJ.
Dan, you can't see. If somebody believes an Indian baby is his, what the hell? What can I say? What's Shade is the best.
Listen, you need to go to sleep from now so that you could be ready for tomorrow morning because you don't know.
I gotta go and get the exercise program.
What?
Have you yourself? I showed you this already. Didn't I tell you this already?
I can't hear you anymore. All right, and some people are saying that they tried to call in and they sent messages and voice notes, and unfortunately, we did not get through to all of those things. But there was a very lengthy discussion this morning, and that is the reason. But tomorrow we'll try to take.
Anyway, I have no regrets for Spider this morning. None whatsoever.
Why you everything has to be bacchanal?
It wasn't Daniel who did it. It was me. None whatsoever. If you come with that shipments again tomorrow, same thing again. Come in here with that stupid
Wait, Mr. Hamilton didn't call today?
Call the office.
Okay.
Trade me. He come tomorrow morning. Listen to you. He Slider. Or Twitter, they're getting it. All the call. Let's get it in all the deal. All the call.
Morning, Cleve.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. That's it for us for today. Make sure you answer. Yeah, we got it. So don't worry. All right, so we're gonna try to get in more of your comments, more of your calls, and your voice notes tomorrow. Coming up next is the Shade Room with Jill and DJ Flex. Stick around.
Time for us to hold down the morning with a new kind of pump.
Yeah, baby.